Hey y'all. Listen, did we have fun or what? I put the link in the chat so y'all can come and talk too. And please, because I want to hear what y'all thought about everything. And I want to answer any questions about some of the lore or mythology if you didn't quite understand what was happening. Yeah, no, the real movie night is Friday. We just had African movie night tonight. And I did a curtain call to tell y'all Quiet Storm. We just watched Nneka, the Pretty Serpent. It's on Netflix if you want to check it out. But we watched it together as a group, and it was a lot of fun, wasn't it, y'all? I enjoyed watching that with you guys. Y'all were funny. Mo say you sent somebody to the store. Okay, girl, that's what's up. So, like I said, I want to hear what y'all think. Y'all ain't gonna do me this time. Somebody coming up here to tell me what you thought about the movie. And like, cause I know it was a lot of stuff that you didn't quite get, cause that's not stuff that we like over here. It's not a part of, you know, the stories we tell the kids over here. And not just stories we tell the kids, like it's a lot of stuff that goes along with that. So anyway, somebody come tell me what you thought. Like, what did you get? What did you not get? Was it fun? Did you get spooked out? What? You said who was the guy in the end? That was the landlord that had tried to touch her and she had knocked him on his butt. Remember, she had made him hit his head. And then when he came back, she told him to walk and keep walking. So literally at the end of the movie, they were showing us that this Negro was still walking, clothes tore up, dirty, everything. It was so funny. Quiet Storm, you work late today? Okay. Well, I'll let you next time. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed y'all so much. And that was so cool to be able to share that with you guys because that's one of the things I do. If you ever wonder what I do in my off time, if I'm actually not working, which is rare, I watch a lot of Nollywood movies. Lot. Because I love this. I love the plots and the themes. And there's always like a deeper meaning. Like it's not just the same old stuff over and over. So I really enjoy that. Hey Sharon White. Yeah, we got to do it again. Yeah. So okay. So tell me this: since nobody won't come talk to me, y'all so mean. Will not come talk to your sister. Call me your sister and won't even talk to me. But did y'all enjoy African movie night? Y'all want to do those so every so often, just kind of sprinkle them in here and there when we get bored. You missed the beginning. Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's called Nneka. That's Nneka. Nneka, the pretty serpent. So that lady coming out of the water with powers had me. There's a lot to that. Like there's a lot of significance to that. That's why I told y'all come holler at me. Like if you got questions about something or you want to know what something meant in there, because there was a lot of symbolism. And if you got any questions, like I'll be happy to answer them for you. So y'all want to do it again? So we'll do it again. I'll keep picking ones that I know y'all can enjoy. And I tried to pick one that, the English was pretty good and it wasn't gonna be it wasn't gonna be too heavy on the pigeon because I know a lot of times when people are speaking real heavy pigeon, it's hard to understand what they're saying, right? So wait, JC put the name of the movie in here. Yeah, that's how you spell it. So if you missed the first part of the movie, if you go to Netflix, the movie is there. Oh, thank you. Then come holler at me. Y'all don't want to talk to me. Leave me up here to talk by myself. Know my throat trying to quit. Boy, I tell you, boy, with sisters like y'all, I'm gonna end up whispering. Frank your face. Who said that? I feel like Portia. Who said that? Alexis, you said your sound kept going out. I don't know what happened. Yvette, you gonna watch the first 15 minutes tomorrow? JC, you better tell them because I'm gonna shut it down early if they don't holler at me. I thought we was coming over here so we could discuss what we watch. Like that's the fun part. They do me bad. Jaja, what is that? What that mean? You sweating? She said you want to rewatch because you missed a few things. Okay. Oh, okay. He was trying to tell about tying up her face, like frowning. He didn't say Frank, but he was basically saying like I don't care if you frown up your face, you're not even pretty. Is what he was saying. And then turned right around and tried to get at her. What you mean somebody, Jaja? You somebody. Alexis said me neither. I had to go because I had to go in and out too many times. Okay. Well, I don't know why I was doing that to you because it was like flowing for me. You gotta watch again too. Oh dang. Hey Deborah. Hey Ty Bowden. Those were Nneka's parents. Like in the beginning, that was her as a little girl, and they were showing you what happened to her mom and daddy. So she saw somebody stab her mom and daddy, and then she saw the man. So she assumed that he was the one that killed her parents. So when the lady came and lied to her, she believed it. Lord, here go Mo. Mo talking about I like the one that she pre-popped to death. I'm so dead. Francis, how you doing? I wonder who the guy was that came to the bar at the end. Now that they didn't tell us, but there's a lot of people that it could be. And I'm not gonna answer that unless y'all come holler at me. Hey Sydney Edwards, I ain't seen you in a while, girl. How you been? Yep, they got murdered. That's why it happened. But yep, there's a lot of people who that could be. That I'm telling you, like y'all can ask me any questions, and I will be happy to fill you in on who those people really represented. Because it wasn't just like some fantasy somebody made up and plucked out of the air. First off, this is a remake of a movie that was made like back in the um early 90s, I want to think. Nneka the Pretty Serpent. The first lady who played the part was in Video B, an actual Igbo girl. Like in this movie, they were playing Igbo characters because this is part of our, I guess you could say mythology or lore. But most of them were not Igbo actors, which is why their Igbo sounded somehow. It didn't have an Igbo accent. There was no Ibotic accent. It was people who were non-Igbo speakers speaking Igbo, which might have made it easier for you to actually decipher the words because they were, you could tell it was really, really textbook. It was really textbook. Yay, Jaja came to talk to me. At least I got one sister looking out for me. Y'all gonna leave me up here by myself.
Do I have it right? Is my
Jaja,
audio and everything okay?
yes.
Okay, good. No, I wasn't gonna leave you hanging. Energy dragging today, but I did enjoy the movie. I was trying to stay tuned in as much as I could because I had about two two or three other things going on at the time. But yeah, the symbolism, and I was kind of when I first tuned in, I was like, "Ooh, this spooky ooky." I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go
JC
on with
come,
it.
hold on. JC come up here and ask, and I'll tell you exactly where she was going.
What was a
And it's
different
gonna answer a
dimension?
lot of other questions too that y'all had about some other stuff. Okay, go ahead, Jaja.
Yeah, where is the because I didn't catch the very beginning on when her parents were killed or whatever. And so was it a religious connection, and that's how the Queen of the Coast and all the water symbolism and all of that came up?
Well, it wasn't the story initially, the initial story when it was first told, right? It's a matter of she's a part of the Marine Kingdom and she doesn't know it. Like that's the whole
Mm.
premise of this movie. This poor girl is a part of the Marine Kingdom due to her mother, not her father, but due to her mother. So when they got killed, she didn't know why they were killed. All she saw was a knife stab them. That's why the queen was able to come and fool her and tell her that the guy that was the priest was the one who killed him when really he didn't kill nobody. He actually covered for Nneka. He was the reason she was able to get away because he clearly saw her out that window. But instead of turning her in, he actually lied to the queen so she could run away. Alexis E, thank you for the super chat, sis. She says, I'm definitely going to watch it on Netflix, but I definitely like the part about the spirits talking to the man. Okay. It was
And
cool,
what
man. It
was
was
the
really
woman? I'm sorry, the lady that was opening the island bar or island real estate or whatever it was in the green dress
the
and the
Island
curls
Project.
when she was, yeah, when she was spraying the perfume. What was that about?
Okay. So literally what was happening was the queen had she knew because she could still see things. She knew that woman had an addiction to, or she loved perfumes and she collected perfumes. So the girl went into that bathroom to tempt her with a perfume, but you saw her like mumbling over the bottle before she sprayed it.
Oh, I must have missed that, but okay.
Okay. She was speaking an incantation. She was charming it. When we say you charm something, she was actually putting a spell, or over here you hear people say spell or hex or cross.
Right,
She
right.
actually was charming it so that when she sprayed it, it would actually not just smell good, but it would actually, in a way, intoxicate and charm this lady so that she would just walk over there and ask for it. And she literally
Mm,
sprayed it, wasn't on herself.
mm, mm.
Hmm. But all of those people that died, what they was what they were depicting in the story were people who were supposed to like be guardians, and instead of them being guardians, they actually took sides with her against the people who were rightfully supposed to rule. So she went there to kill them. She didn't find the girl. She didn't find the girl. They helped her to do it. And then they double crossed her. That was her you saw in that coffin that they lit the fire on top of, and they bound her with curses. That's why you saw the beads, the waist beads. Those are called jigida. The jigida represented each one of the curses they placed on her. My sound messing up? Okay, let me switch. Okay, one second, y'all. Okay, now y'all can hear me, right? Okay, good.
Yeah.
So, anyhow, they put, that's why you saw like she was the one they put in the coffin, and they did their incantations. You saw them light it on fire and push it out into the water. And then when you saw, like they showed you the jigida or the waist beads, those are actual waist beads, not the garbage you see over here. People stringing a bunch of little glass beads on a string. That's not jigida. That's nonsense. And so they spoke curses over her and bound her to the water so she couldn't come back out and do anything. And all of the powers that she was supposed to have, they literally, when they double crossed her, they split the powers up between them. And then they all used their powers to create money, and they was balling. Y'all seen that? All of them was balling.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Lala said, "Can you do a members only live stream about the Marine Kingdom?" I
Oh my
will.
gosh,
I'll
she
just
read my man. I was just about to ask because I didn't know how deep you really wanted to go into it because I don't know about reading dreams and all that different stuff, but I wanted to know about what that Marine Kingdom meant, the whole realm of it.
I will. I don't have a problem. Y'all just let me know when you want to do it, cause I don't want to set it up on a night when y'all not free to do it or whatever. But I don't mind.
We
I
can
don't mind
talk
touching.
about it now,
If
or
I
it's too
mean, if
much.
y'all want to talk about that out in the open, that's strong. But
I love learning new things, and I know it's something that you have experienced. So I would, like to learn it, especially if I can learn firsthand. So I'm all for it. I don't know what the chat is saying, but you know,
Yeah,
I'm
we'll do it.
I'm
We'll do it members only, so we're not out in the open talking because
okay.
those are not like I don't mind talking about the lore, but as far as like digging deep into it in real life, that's some heavy stuff. Like
Mm,
when they put it in movies, it's kind of like giving you the overall story, but not really digging into it. It's kind of like when we were over here talking, and I remember, if you recall, I mentioned that I had that dream where I was underwater, but I was breathing.
mhm.
That's an indication of that kingdom because we're not built to breathe underwater, and you ain't got no business breathing underwater.
So just to suffice my curiosity, it is a demonic energy. It's something that is not for us.
Yeah, we ain't got no business doing that, having nothing to do with that at all.
Okay.
Hey, Ernestine, you was thinking about that Morgan? Yeah, like it really depicted a story, and I picked that movie for a reason because you guys were asking questions about that. So I wanted you to kind of get a glimpse of how those stories play out. It doesn't end well. It never ends well. There's never a happy ending. Auntie Eva say that's what I thought about when I saw the scene, your dream. Exactly. Because you're not supposed to be breathing underwater. Like that's one thing you're definitely not supposed to be doing.
Does that go into the thing where they say, because another thing when I think about bodies of water and holding spirits, I always think about Lake Lanier. It's been a whole lot of stories told about Lake Lanier in Georgia. And
Yeah.
so, does that, not to go too deep in it, but does that marine thing have something to do with like waters holding stories and holding history and all of that?
It's not so much that it holds story or history, but people who believe in that will tell you, like, and I'm one of those people. We really believe that there are entities that reside in the waters, and that means every body of water. It can be a lake, a river, it can be the ocean, a gulf. Anywhere there's water, that kingdom has access. There's some people that's afraid, like, I'm not gonna go too far, but there's some people that really are spooked when it comes to swimming and everything else because like it's really it's like a real situation. It's not play.
Right, right. I mean, it's really deep. Yeah, it's really deep. It's really deep.
Hmm. Now, what's funny, Mo? We grew up swimming in the lake. To this day, I don't like to swim in pools. Like I don't have no interest in swimming in no goddamn pool because people be peeing in there and it be dirty and it be people like Robin crawl off in there. And I just don't want nothing to do with it. I don't. I don't like the idea because it's just contained water. There's nothing to clean it. So I don't really do swimming pools too much. But if I do go to the lake or to the rivers or whatever, I ain't gonna sit up here and lie and tell you I don't pray before I get in there. You don't like Lakes Minerva? I love them, but I do pray before I get in there. I ain't gonna front. I say my prayers real good. Yep, that's exactly where I was going, Snooky. I'm glad you caught that. Because when she said it, I was like, bingo. As soon as she said it, was like my brain hit the switch, like, okay, that's what I'm dealing with. Because I suspected, but sometimes you need to hear confirmation. Yes, lovely movies, lovely. You say you don't like them public pools either. The idea that everybody can put their butt in that pool and you don't know whether they bathed or not is scary for me. It's just very frightening. I don't want to run into your dirt ring or nothing by accident. It don't do it for me. Minerva say the sea and river waterfall, but no to the lake. Child, please. I'm gonna shut up. I don't want to scare you. If you go to a river, you may as well go to everything. Most say we've had several people drown in local lakes recently. You better be careful around that water, especially now, because clearly
Mhm.
something bad is going on. The way these
Mhm.
diseases and stuff keep popping up, you might not want to tempt no bad spirits for some that's their bath day. You know what? That might have been Robin bath day, child. You just don't know. But that's
You
why
know,
I don't
Tanisha,
cover pools. Huh?
until you did this presentation, I was unaware of the whole Nollywood like movie sector. I known about Bollywood, but not Nollywood. So is are all of Nollywood's presentations like have like a spiritual undertone to it, since it is like, culturally Africa, and we know the cultural and spiritual relevance of the African continent or whatever. So is there are there productions based on kind of spiritual
Well, actually,
representation?
to be real, Nollywood really rocks. Good night, BJ Dez. I see you going to bed. And Ernestine say she at work. Okay, Easy Breezy say people keep dying in the river. That stay away from that river. That river is dangerous as all hell. Don't fool with the river. Yes, there are other kingdoms. Um, Now, Jaja, I know you asked me a question. I was trying to get everybody real quick.
Is Nollywood, are there productions based on a spiritual context, saying that it's
Oh
African?
yeah,
Yeah.
this is the thing. I enjoy my Nollywood movies better for obvious reasons. I love seeing beautiful chocolate people on the screen. That's one. And tonight that we saw some gorgeous chocolate people. And I saw y'all fast gals looking at that man too. I saw y'all through the Zoom looking at that man. But it's some beautiful chocolate people. And I like the fact that there's always a story, like a deeper story. Like you have lots of movies that have spiritual context. There's movies like some of the movies are good Christian movies. And me and my kids used to joke and be like, oh, here comes Jesus the superhero. Like I love Nollywood movies. Like when it's a Jesus movie, Jesus be coming in like a G and just fixing stuff. So that's cool. Like my kids are silly. Like they would get hyped when especially like the older movies when the graphics wasn't that good, and so they would like show them like coming out the sky, and the graphics would be kind of janky, and my kids would be like, "Oh, here comes Jesus the superhero. He finna tear your behind up." Be stuff like that. You see the stories like these. Morgan, he do come through like a G. He don't play no games, and he don't play no games in real life. That's why I love him. But then you also find the movies that are more cultural and they teach you more about culture and tradition. And you have movies that are specific to certain tribes. Like what we watched was basically a lot of Igbo culture, Igbo lore, but it was done by a Yoruba director. And there were a lot of Yoruba actors, like the girl that played Ada. She is a famous Yoruba actress. She's a great actress too, and I think she's so cute with her little chubby cheeks. Snooky said, so I'm a huge vampire fairy mythology book lover. I can always tell if the author truly did some digging depending on how they present the characters. Nothing cute about mermaids nor fairies. Yeah, no. Mm-mm. You're right about that, Snooky. He was handsome. I love dark chocolate men. Yeah, I know y'all was in there cutting up. Snooky say River of Styx. No, that's not what I'm getting at. When it comes to that, that particular kingdom, like I said, I don't like to talk about it too much. But, there are very particular powerful spirits that dwell in those rivers. So you gotta be real careful. Tina said I used to watch Nollywood all the time. When I moved, I totally forgot about them. Yeah, Lala say the water is powerful. I almost drowned when I was 6, and since then I've been terrified. That's another reason why getting baptized was such a big deal for me. I'm glad you did it. I'm glad you
Mm.
overcame that fear. Um, like it's something to it. It's a lot to it. When we do that members only, I don't know. You know how we do when we want to talk business. I'll make sure it's just rubies and emeralds, and I'll tell y'all a little bit more about me when it comes to that. And then maybe you might understand very careful about what I say out in public concerning that. M.R. Spiller say, Queen B, we just watched the Nollywood movie tonight. We will have movie night on Friday. Yes. Queen B asked the question. I didn't even see it, Queen B. I'm sorry, sis. Yeah, Harlem Nights is still Friday. I just told JC, I was like, man, you think they'll watch one of the African movies with me? And I was glad y'all did. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, y'all hit the like button since we in here anyway.
Tanisha,
Yes. Uh-huh.
is this front porch strictly dedicated to the movie discussion, or after we discuss the movie, is it kind of like an open floor?
Girl, it's always open though. You know you welcome to talk about anything you want to.
Because I know most of the intriguing questions are going to be saved for the yes, and the costumes were everything. Those ladies were dressed gorgeously. I wanted to ask something because I've been seeing this thing, and I'm late on a lot of things that are viral because I'm not deep in social media like that. But I've been seeing this thing, and I know y'all have seen it. This crate challenge.
Oh, I seen some silly woman busted her head open. I hate, you know what? I hate for our people to be ignorant. I really was
Why?
touch on it
Tell
because
me why.
it just disturbed my whole spirit and my nerves that this is what we're doing in front of the whole world stage. It's embarrassing.
But it's not the first time. You know, the colonizers will do something, and we'll jump on it like a bitch in heat
I
and
know. I
go. You
don't
know,
like that
and
either.
it's just like we don't follow trends. We are the damn trend. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, how simple are a lot of us in our community. We need to have an awareness about a lot of the serious things that are going on, things that have happened just today, and we sitting up here stacking crates. We need to be building blocks to progress, and we running up on crates. And you think about it's some people that it was a shootout. I don't know if it was in Louisiana or South Carolina. It was somewhere in a southern region. People got shot up and killed, you know, because they was all distracted doing this crate challenge. And I'm like, why do we jump on things like that? Why are we attracted to these minimal things that aren't, you know, gaining us any knowledge or any advancement, or don't do anything? These people are getting hurt. It was an old lady on doing the thing.
I
She
seen her
she
fell and
broke.
busted her head and her
It's
head was
it's
bleeding.
like, oh my, it's like, why are we
Listen,
so
JoJo,
easily moved?
don't let that upset you because I promise you I don't care. Real talk. I promise you I don't care.
It's
Sometimes
discouraging.
sometimes it's survival of the fittest. If you that simple minded, maybe you doing the work of the Lord. Thin out the herd. Because I'm really not interested. I don't care about those people. Because the truth of the matter is if you're that ignorant, if you're that simple minded, I'm not gonna say we ain't no we. I'm not related to you if you that stupid. If you that stupid, you have no relation with me. I am not concerned. I do not care. Somebody sent me that video of that lady bamming her head on the pavement. I clicked it on, clicked it right back off. Who told her to get up there?
One fool even got up there on a bike, but see, this is my thing, and I'm with you. Those are the main niggas I do not want on my team because they about foolishness, and
Did
they will be a
they say a
road.
baby
They will
was
be a.
killed in Tampa? I
Oh my
ain't see that.
God, a
See,
baby. They had to baby. What?
no, CD is saying that a baby was killed in Tampa. What happened, CD? What's the rest of the story?
Right.
JC says she's scared to Google it. Easy Breezy said they don't take time to think. They just pop in their brain and they just do it. That's why, like, if y'all notice, that's why I don't talk about those topics. I don't have time for those people. If that's what you're doing with your life, may God help you if you know Him. I don't care. I
But if
really
you
don't.
don't, you said something about sending out the herd. If
A
we
drive
if
by. Yeah.
oh.
You know what?
Mm.
Some days it really just me. You know, I pray for Florida. I love my home state. I represent my home state, but they really make me sad and embarrassed sometimes. Oh no, I promise you, they're not gonna disturb my peace, cause I don't care nothing about them. Thin out the herd. Those some of the people
I'm
gonna be a problem to us later anyway. Thin out the herd.
I
I don't care.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it doesn't disturb me to where. it controls my thoughts. So I'm just so consumed with it. But I think to myself, we are so far behind as a people already. You know, it's about keeping up, but we got to catch up first to keep up. And we still jump on these bandwagons of these things that are doing nothing for us, and we look foolish. It adds to the degrading stereotype that we already have on us. Because I just
I
it just
mean, I get what you're saying, but let's tell the truth. The people who are doing that, they're not going to do anything to further us anyway. Whether they crawl up on a crate and crack their neck or sit there and rot to death on the settee, they're not going to do anything to further us as a people. So I don't care what they
right,
do. I don't care if they light themselves on fire and do the Watusi. I don't care. Just like Marcus Garvey said when they was with the whole Back to Africa movement. Some of y'all ain't no good here. You ain't gonna be no good over there. I
right,
don't waste my time worrying about non-productive people. If you can't keep up, you don't want nothing for yourself. I can't want nothing for you. And I mean that. I don't have time for them. I don't care. Rochelle say uneducated thinking they bad. There's the man. There's the man when they get it right. It's sad, very yeah, it is sad, girl. Thank you, CD. They are not a part of us. That's a part of them. Ain't no us. That's them. Anybody who's silly enough to climb up on a milk crate with your ignorant self, you probably need to be putting your dishes in the milk crates. Instead, you got them in the yard walking on them. Thank you. We don't all fit in the followers category. I ain't got that's not us. That ain't us at all. That ain't us worth a darn. That's them.
it's just so many other things to be concerned with, and I just hate it for our people because there is strength in numbers, and I understand everybody is not going to get it. Everybody is not going to go to the next phase of advancement. I'm like, damn, stop being so stupid.
Well,
It
if
just looks
they,
so bad.
but Jaja, if they go on and finish themselves off, then we don't have to be embarrassed no more. Hey,
Oh,
Jazzy.
that sounds so bad, Tanisha. That sounds so
I mean,
bad.
I understand, but I gotta keep it real. I can't be nobody but me. If anybody that's that stupid, let me tell you something. I'm not gonna do nothing to you. But if you do yourself in, I ain't sending no chicken. It's none of my affair. Then we don't have to be embarrassed no more. We ain't gotta say why they keep doing it. When they let them do it right one good time, and we ain't gonna have to worry about it no more. I'm telling you, I don't waste time with people. A lot at this stage, I could see if we were still in a time where people didn't have information and access. Not everybody has information and access. There's no such thing anymore as I don't know. At this stage in the game, if you don't know something, there was
It's
a part
willful
two to the
ignorance.
old one. There was a part two to the old Nneka, but I don't know if they did a part two to the remake. But I'll find out for you, okay? Yeah, we ain't no kin to them at all. So this is the thing. We got to learn how to leave these people alone. Let them be where they are. They don't want the information. It's out there. Anybody who's ignorant now is willfully ignorant. Anybody who's acting a fool now is not doing it because they don't know any better. They're doing it because they don't care. They're doing it because they don't mind being ignorant. They don't mind being a stereotype. They don't mind being the butt of the joke. And that's why I said they are them. They are not us. Because we care. Orlando said, I seen a video on Facebook by mistake on someone's Facebook feed. I hope his family is okay. But the man eating, they were pulling the limbs out of the crocodile. Oh, child, a crocodile ate somebody? What in the world? Listen, that's why I don't watch the news. What y'all doing watching the news and Facebook and stuff? Jesus. Jazz to say people are going to continue to do stupid stuff to the end of time. And I don't wreck my brain trying to figure out why either. I'm with you. I don't be
Hmm.
studying them people. When I
They
see them
helping
doing
with the
something stupid, I be
extermination.
like, there they go. Mm-hmm.
They are helping with the extermination.
But some things need to be exterminated. Sis, I hate to say it like that. Ignorance needs to die, whatever form it's in. Let the ignorance go. We don't need them people. They're not gonna help you. They're useless. If they hang around, what they gonna do? Yeah, people act more ignorant now than before with all the information that was available. You got access to everything. You got access to go to school. It's easier for these kids to go to school than it was for us. It was a big deal for one of us to get up and go to school. And for my parents and their parents, it was even more of a big deal to get up and go get an education. Do something with yourself. Instead, you
Mhm.
stacking milk crates like a dummy. And ain't even doing it at the TG Lee where you can get a check for it. You just stacking crates and walking your ignorant tail up and down some crates. I hope every one of them do it for hard too. I'm serious. I don't like silly people. I don't. That kind of stuff. That just worrisome. Cause who asked you to do that? Who asked you to climb your ignorant tail up on a crate? I seen that lady laying down there and that blood was leaking around her head. Most say some branches need to be trimmed. Girl, you better say it again. Trim the branch. Let it drop. Put all the branches up on some crates. And then Easy Breezy, I saw your question earlier, but we was talking. I didn't forget you. We can do it soon. I don't mind. It's up to y'all. It is up to you all. If y'all let me know when you, if y'all want to do it sometime next week, then I'll set it up for sometime next week. Cause coming up in the next few days, we gonna be busy, busy around here. And we gotta set up an aunties meeting because JC and I set up with the royal mommy to be. And so we have a plan of action. So we got to have an aunties meeting to figure out who's going to help with what because it's very important. Private Joy, I love you too.
So the aunties meeting is going to be arranging the baby shower for the
Yeah.
sister.
It's gonna be for the
Okay.
baby shower because we just wanted to sit down with the mama first and find out what she would like, any ideas she had, any color scheme she had, and just like that. And then we're gonna sit down and let y'all know what the plan is without the mother to be because she can't hear everything. This is a plan that ain't she can't hear. Well, I don't know. She can come if she wants to, but she don't have to come. That way we can throw some surprises in there that she don't know about. Okay, hint hint. So we're gonna have the aunties meeting. We can plan that for next week. Rochelle, you say you started your gift. Oh man, I'm going to get my yarn because I want to make a blanket. I crochet. Jaja, you crochet?
No, I don't.
Yeah, we know it's a girl. So yeah, we listen, y'all. Don't be shy. We can get pretty clothes and everything. And at the aunties meeting, I will be giving out her registry information. I'll be posting it so y'all can get it, and I have it in that members only stream. And we can start plotting and planning on the little things we want to do, any extras that we want to do, and that way we can kind of field any ideas that y'all might want to add to it. If it fits within what we're trying to do, then we'll add that in there too. My nana had a saying, free schools, dumb children. Uh-huh. It's true. But yeah, I can't wait for the aunties meeting. I cannot wait for the aunties meeting because
I
I've
just love this.
what that.
uh, it's just like going over your girlfriend's house. We just watched a movie, and now we're talking about it and discussing. Now you putting together a little baby shower. It's just almost like in if we were all in the same state, being able to be together. It's just like going over your girlfriend's house, and it literally is like a community. And I just love what you're doing, girl. Love what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. I checked on her today. We texted back and forth. She had called and I missed her call, and I called her back and she missed my call. But we texted back and forth, so I know what's up. But yeah, that's the whole point. I ain't trying to do no crazy stuff. I like for us to be able to sometimes just sit down and talk and plot and plan. And I'm telling y'all, this aunties meeting here, we gonna have some fun. Juanita didn't make it tonight. I had texted her. She said she was gonna try to get in, but she didn't. I guess she was busy. But she told me she got some goodies planned for the baby. Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. Uh-huh. No, you did right. Always check. Yes, we are going to need invitations, but we can't mail. I don't think it's the point of really mailing them because of the fact that can't nobody come out the house. Well, y'all can come out the house, but you can't go over there where the baby at. Hey, Shrink and Sharon. So, what I'm thinking, Tina, well, we'll talk about it in the aunties meeting. We ain't gonna get into that out in the public because we don't need everybody in our business. Now we can do the baby shower out in the public because we want to make sure everybody is invited. And I will send out invitations to other channels to let them know that they're welcome to come to the baby shower as well. But we gotta have our aunties meeting so we can plot and plan and talk about all the ways we can have a good time with this because I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
And somebody gonna make the rotel and the drunken weenie.
Oh my gosh. You say the drunken weenie. Jaja.
The drunken weenies, the meatballs, the little sandwiches.
Yeah, the finger sandwiches and stuff. Yeah, we got. Trust me when I tell you, we gonna cover that aunties meeting. We gonna cover it. Queena, you said, did you send me an email? Is that what you're telling me? Oh, okay. Let me show you who's having the baby. You see this beautiful baby, this beautiful young lady right here. She is having our baby. That is the royal baby. So we will be having the royal baby shower, and I will give you all the official title to the event because we're gonna make it a whole event. So just wait, we got us a baby. Okay, yep. So we're gonna talk where we can coordinate the colors, and then I'm gonna tell you the mama colors. Say, wait, what did I miss? We finally got it. Yes, he Lel. We finally have a royal baby. Yes, we do. Let me show you the mother. See, isn't she lovely? I would sing for you, but I'm hoarse. I'm glad you found us over here too. Yeah, we got all that. It's going down. It is going down. Yeah, we're gonna have the best baby shower ever. I don't know if anybody's ever tried to coordinate a doggone baby shower on YouTube, but I guess leave it to the royal family to come up with some stuff. And we
No,
gonna
not necessarily on YouTube. My cousin just had it. Well, not just had a baby. This was last year in the thick of things, and we had a Zoom baby shower. Of course, it was probably 7 or 8 of us at the actual location, but it was broadcast on Zoom to like the rest of the family members. But I don't know about YouTube. You a pioneer, honey.
well, we gotta figure out a way to have, the same type of like camaraderie and fellowship, even though we can't be face to face. So I try
Hmm.
to come up with ways where we can still engage with each other and have a good time, man. That's all. And we work it out. We make it work.
Tanitra, do you know if people are able to have like home births?
Yes.
Um, it's still being allowed right now.
Yeah. There are still doulas going to houses to help people have their babies.
Okay.
Jesse, I'm glad you stayed in here. Yes, congratulations to the royal mom to be. And congratulations to us because we got a royal baby. Mo Walker said the sherbet, ice cream, and ginger ale. That's that frappe. All them old ladies used to like frappe. I hated that stuff. That lime sherbet and ginger ale. Ugh. Like whoever thought of that? You like that stuff, Mo? Cause I could never get into it. Jaja, you know about that?
Yeah, that was girl. That's way back. Yes, I remember. I liked it. It's nothing that I probably would get it. Well, I don't know. I might, but I haven't had it in a while. But the combination then, it was just anything sweet. The kids was going for it. But that's old school.
Yeah, that's them old lady drinks. Yes,
Now we
that's
doing punch and rock.
yeah. Well, see, my thing is still the same thing. I like to make block and fall.
What is that?
I make a punch. You can't taste the alcohol, and you can walk about 1 block before you fall.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm scared. I'm scared of that.
Yep, I still make the old block and fall. Yes, it is fun. She said, I just need somebody to meet me at the hospital with tequila after I had this baby. I bet you do. I bet you do. Ain't nothing like a good drink. What you need is them little small bottles that you can fit in your purse. You know, y'all know what I'm talking about. When you go to
Those
the liquor
hotel
store,
bottles.
yeah, the
Yeah.
little ones they have up there by the register. Y'all, we don't let me find out. We need to send her some of those in her packs for the, with the baby, so she can tuck it in there and have it in the hospital. Cause they ain't gonna let nobody come up there because of the Carnival 19. So you're gonna have to have the little bottle on you, and just how the hospital be bringing you that cranberry juice and stuff. Yep, the miniatures, airplane bottles. Yep, and just put you some in that juice and that crushed ice from the hospital and put it in there. Make you a little cocktail. You'll be all right. Queen of C say Sprite, pineapple juice, pink country time lemonade. I had that at my wedding reception. Oh shoot, that's what's up. Say not if you breastfeeding. I don't know if yeah, if you breastfeeding, you can't have no drink. Say yes, ma'am. We can make a liquor basket. I know I don't mind making a liquor basket. I carried liquor to the hospital every time I had my children. I didn't take it with me. I had my husband bring it so I could drink as soon as I dropped them children. I needed a drink immediately because I didn't take no medicine. I had all my children natural. When I finished with all that hurting, and I wouldn't take. She not breastfeeding, so she can drink. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't gonna take no pain pills. They tried to give me Vicodin and everything. And the Tylenol 3. I didn't take none of that stuff.
So wait a minute, you didn't even get an epidural?
No, ma'am.
Oh, girl.
No, ma'am. I had a fear. I had a real fear. Yeah, she said no breastfeeding for her. I had a fear that anything that went in my system was gonna get in my baby's system.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
was not about to let you put no dope in my kid's system because I didn't know what that would do to them. And wasn't no clear person gonna tell me, oh, it's safe, go ahead and do it. You can go to hell. I'm not doing that, not to my baby. And
Mm.
it hurt. It hurt like a son of a gun. I ain't gonna be like, oh, it was cool. I just did some breathing. No, girl, it felt like somebody had a vice grip on my coochie and was trying to snatch it out. It was very painful. I
Mm-mm.
thought the whole bottom half of my body was gonna come loose. Okay. And eventually, when the child finally came out, I still was hurting. I down there was still aching and horrible. It was terrible, absolutely horrible. And they had to cut me every time because my body didn't stretch, so they had to cut me down there so the child could get out.
Oh.
Every time it's they say an episiotomy. I had an episiotomy every time because it would not
Mm-mm.
stretch. Yep, a 3-day cruise or something. We trying to plan the family reunion, Joy. Hopefully. Yep, that's what I did, Mo Walker. I said, give me a Tylenol. On a bad day, I took two.
Did you do what Ashley did after hers? Fry the thing in the skillet and make a smoothie.
The devil is a lie. No, ma'am. I had chucks on my bed to make sure I didn't, get nothing on my bed. I wore the most thick hospital pads so nothing got on my clothes. You know, the only thing we did was the normal stuff that black folks do, which was you can't go outside, you couldn't wash your hair. My mom and they wouldn't let me cook nothing because they say you still not clean after you had that baby. It don't matter how much you bathe,
Mm.
they said you wasn't clean, so I couldn't cook anything and I couldn't go nowhere. And then that's right. And then back then they in some of us now they put that band around your stomach real tight. Soon as you have that baby, they wrap your stomach so tight you can't breathe. But they were really protecting our figures, and I thank them for it. Yeah, that's right. All natural for you too. 3 times. Yes, ma'am. Linda say, yeah, I'm with you, Shanitra. I was natural when I had my son and my daughter. And when I had my son, I had a dry birth. They kept flushing me with fluid because my water broke 13 hours before he came out. Child, my son
Oh.
took 12 hours to come out, and then he had the nerve to have his cord wrapped around his shoulder. So then they had to when he started to come out and they saw it, they had to push him back in there to try to get that cord out from on his arm so he wouldn't break his arm. Hey DGF, she say no disrespect, but that is a white people thing eating placenta. You got that right. That's right, y'all. Like, share, and subscribe. Help us inside. Hit the notification bell. Yeah, that's real old school. Yeah, that's what they used to tell us. They would say you wasn't clean. As long as you were still bleeding, they would say you wasn't clean. You couldn't cook nothing. You sure enough didn't touch no raw meat. You didn't do none of that.
That's just the same as it goes for a woman's menstrual cycle. It's kind of the same thing.
Well, see, like if our cycle was on, you could take a bath, get clean, and you still had. If it was your week to cook in my mama house, you still had to cook, and she didn't care nothing about it. But it was something about after you had a baby, they felt like you was open, like they had us scared
Mm.
to death. Doves, crows, and dragons. Hey, when I say they would, I was scared because they kept telling me I was gonna have a setback. I think I was talking to you the other day. I told you I didn't even know what a setback was, but I knew I didn't want one. They kept telling me I was gonna have a setback. I was gonna get sick. My pores was open. I had that girl in August in the heat in Florida. So I'm like, what does it matter if my pores are open? It's hot as the devil's toenails out here. And I found out all them years later what a setback was. Not a really, not, really the setback. But it was after I moved out here to Texas. You say Portia made her placenta independent. I don't know that. I don't know that. See, they say biblical not being clean, bleeding. Maybe that's what they were getting at. But back then people ain't explain nothing to you. They just did stuff to you. And you did whatever they told you to do.
Yeah, there was
And
a lot of black mythology, but I was equating the birth thing to the woman's cycle because in Islam, once a woman has went through her cycle, she can't even she shouldn't lay with her man, her husband, or do certain activities until a certain amount of days later. So I thought that was had the same connection to the birth.
mm-hmm. Yeah, but Linda, this the thing. Just like we were saying earlier, you got some ignorant Negroes that gonna jump up and copy anything them clear people do without using their senses. Like your big mama wouldn't have never did nothing that horrible. You're not an animal. Why would you do that? Like that's just creepy as hell to me.
That's
But
what I thought when I had first heard of the thing because I think Kim Kardashian is when I first knew about the whole placenta thing, and I was thinking, damn, that seemed like slick cannibalism to me.
it is. But this the killer part, right? The killer part is because they saw her do it. Now you got black folks that she copying behind her and acting like animals. That's what dogs do. Dogs give birth and do stuff like that, not people.
Oh God.
Lala say, yeah, my nana wouldn't let us cook during the latest time. Yeah, some people wouldn't. My mother didn't care. You cleaned up and you got in there. If it's your week, it's your week. Yep, exactly. Before it was them, now the young people copy behind them and think it's okay because they saw them clear people do it. Stop copying them people. Yep, them 6 week checkups. Before that 6 week, we couldn't leave the house, girl. She said the umbilical cord was wrapped around your baby's neck. You had a similar situation. Yep, you say not your big mama either. I know not mine. Queen Mermaid, girl, I called you and I texted you. Did you see that? Because I was trying to get in touch with you. You said you saw that on HBO 20 years ago. A German family cooked it
Served
up.
it to the family.
And yep, they do over there in Eastern Europe and stuff. Them people are strange, man. And then the thing is, oh, she said it on chat room. Ugh, that's disgusting. Say my first boyfriend was Nigerian Muslim. We had to sleep in separate beds when I was but that's
Yeah.
that's their religion. Yeah, cats do that too. Exactly, animals, not people.
But see, they're trying to correlate that with some kind of hormonal thing to where it's supposed to eliminate postpartum, but
I mean, that's
I don't see how that is. I don't, but I don't
I
know the
don't believe
biology behind it either.
I don't believe it one bit. And that people can write anything on a piece of paper, and you gonna have some young knuckleheads talking about do the research like that silly heifer the other night. At the end of the day, somebody can tell you anything and you believe it. They literally wrote down some garbage and tricked you into cannibalizing yourself.
Mm-mm.
Real talk is probably slick, some type of ritual that they getting you to commit unknowingly. And the killer part is ignorance of the law. Don't prevent. It doesn't protect you from the consequences.
True.
Human equals elevated animal in your humble opinion. Yeah, that's you right. That's your humble opinion. I ain't no animal. I am a human. With little gods and goddesses. I ain't nothing I gave birth to an animal. I bet you I'm not finna give birth and bend down and go to chewing on the placenta like a pit bull. For real, that's just nasty.
Well, in the lady's defense, in the communist defense, we are carnivores now, Tanisha. Come on, sis. I mean, we got to rationalize it a little bit, even if we're
No, ain't
not
no
going to
way to
do that.
rationalize squatting down and chewing on something that came out your behind. Ain't no way to rationalize that.
They
Just to
eat
say
baby meat.
allegedly, she say allegedly. They say the Kardashians eat baby meat. I don't know, but they always been creepy and weird. I'm going to pass out. Did you say they say them people eat baby meat? Oh my God, I can't take y'all tonight. This girl said baby meat, God. So your ex-husband, we didn't even sleep in the same bed when my cycle came on and he wasn't Muslim. He wouldn't even want me to cook for him while I was on. Now, Linda, let me tell you something. Back in the day, a whole lot of men wouldn't let you cook when you was on your cycle, but it wasn't because they was no Muslims or they was worried about you being clean. They was scared about you putting some of that in their food. That's what they were
And they
scared.
spaghetti.
Thank you, because a lot of them old women, used to do
Mm,
like that, call themselves tying a man down. That
mm-hmm.
nasty witchcraft mess. Yes, cannibalism. And it's the nastiest kind. If you want to be a cannibal, just chew on your arm, knock your foot off. Don't go eat no pussy. Girl, that's it tickled me so bad that people are that terrible. She say Queen B say for sure she did try ain't eat nothing, me neither. Y'all ain't never
Mm,
got to worry about me acting like no pit bull. I'm not doing it. Yes. You say you took a call and we listen. Somebody brought that mess back up, and I don't know why. I don't even know how it happened. Queen Mermaid, thank you so much. She said, Miss Shanisha, I will check my text and voicemail. Love you in the royal family. I love you right back. But yeah, I called you and then I texted you to tell you it was me because I know sometimes we don't answer them numbers we don't know. Okay? We all sisters and you know how we act. So yeah, that spaghetti be red. Them men was scared. They was scared. My daddy told me a story. He really believed this mess. And I'm like, now you know what, Phil. You should not be this country. He said animal, mammal, human. I feel you. And when your wife, drops something, you just get on down there and chew on it. Because why you doing it?
mm,
If that's how you
oh,
feel, help yourself. She said, yep, other cultures do that nasty mess. Them clear cultures. Yeah, make me sick thinking about it too. That's why I'm like, I be trying not to think about stuff like that. Okay, JC.
mm-mm.
Yes.
But it has to be some kind of, the more I think about it, it does seem like a ritualistic type of thing.
Thank
When
you.
because it's other stuff related to that when it comes to children's blood and adrenochrome and that whole thing. No, mm-mm.
It works. That's what a friend told me. Like I said, y'all gonna keep on playing with these rituals because somebody put stuff in a magazine. Listen, let me tell you something. You got to think for yourself sometimes. Just because
Right.
somebody writes something down, put it on the internet or on a screen, you got to have some sense for your goddamn self. Do you realize how heavy witchcraft is right now? Like they slipping it and putting it in everything. And if you ain't too slick, you're gonna get yourself in a whole lot of trouble. And that's just real talk. You need to regard anything strange like that as a potential ritual. You don't know what they're getting you to do. While everybody's sitting up making up all these fantastical stories about, oh, the music business and they doing this and that. And mind you, every Negro telling you these stories ain't none of them so much as recorded themselves singing Mary Had a Little Lamb. In the meanwhile, they got you performing the real rituals while you bending down there like you part schnauzer, chewing on something that fell out your body. Your own body,
Mm-mm-mm.
not even animal placenta, out of your own human body. Get the hell out of here. See, that's why I'm saying, like, listen, I want y'all to get back to yourselves and stop being out of your African mind. DGF say animals probably eat the placenta to conceal evidence of a recent birth from predators. Because the family is a vulnerable state at that time. It's called survival. And see, as a human, you don't have to do that. You can just put it in the trash. You don't have to. I mean, if that's your thing, she said, "No, I'm talking about putting something in your spaghetti." Oh, you know what? Let me tell y'all the ridiculous story my daddy told me. You see the text? You gonna call me tomorrow? Okay, good. Daddy told me, and I was laughing because he kept talking about no. He was telling my brothers, no, you can't let them women cook for you. If you know that's their time, don't you let them people cook for you because they'll do. I'm like, Daddy, stop saying that. Ain't nobody gonna. He say, no, I know a man it happened to one time. I say, Daddy, what happened? Yeah, keep chanting that music. Well, I ain't chanting none of that stuff. But I'm just saying, people kill me. Sometimes you singing it is more the ritual than the made up stories they come up with. Yep, you can't do that freely. There's consequence to those rituals. Be careful. Say it again. These folks out here chewing on they. Oh, Morgan,
Oh God.
look what she wrote, girl.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Yes, Queen
Mm-mm.
Mermaid, and this is why I love Queen Mermaid. She said God you use the herbs to heal. No mention of eating yourself. I thank you. That's all I'm saying. It's just crazy. I'm like, y'all are mad people. Indiala, mad people. How do you even
Mm-mm.
tell yourself that that's normal? Okay, but yeah, anyway, so daddy say, oh no, that happened. It was a man, we knowed him, and that the lady uh knowed he liked chocolate cake, and she was putting it in the chocolate cake. And
Oh.
daddy say the lady was making the man the chocolate cake every week, and say one of them days she messed around and she didn't make that chocolate cake, and that man flipped out and strangled her to death. I say that man killed that woman because he was crazy as hell. It wasn't because she put nothing in that cake.
Oh, now
Them
come on.
people really believe in that stuff. So that's why a lot of them men, if they knew you was on your time, wouldn't let you in the kitchen. It wasn't because they thought you wasn't clean. They were scared of you doing something to them. You say check them out at every traffic stop. Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, I don't really play like that. I don't play like that. But
And
Lord,
that's another reason why you don't eat at everybody's house. You don't eat everybody's cooking either.
thank you. You don't know what they done. Okay, what y'all watched in that movie? That girl up there speaking incantations over stuff for that girl to eat.
Mm-hmm.
You never know what people are up to. Like I don't, unless I know you, I'm not eating out your house. It's the reason why our mamas wouldn't let us eat out of everybody's house. Lord Mo Walker say to help, except it was something else. I never watched that movie, but I always heard about that lady putting something in that pie. Lord Morgan is clowning about them noses. DGF says Africans reveal the placenta and bury it under trees and whatnot. Yeah, because that's not us. That's not our heritage. It's not our culture. We don't come from that. We are not like that. That's just weird. Say the burial of the placenta and umbilical cord is thought to restore a woman's fertility and help heal her womb. And it depends on the culture because different traditions do different things with that. You teaching your daughter that now. Don't eat from everybody. Queen Mermaid said a man stood right in front of my car and dug in his behind
Mm-mm.
and proceeded to pick and eat. Oh God, I'm gonna die. Then jumped in his Tesla and drove. Oh, okay. That one gave me a gag reflex. Yeah, I heard about her putting that stuff in that pie. Mm-hmm. Yes, God.
I'm gonna let this alone, sister.
Mm-hmm. Say people don't wash their hands. Yeah, they'll do all of that and don't wash their hands. And okay, now let me say something. And I know people gonna care. If y'all gonna get me, y'all gonna get me. Y'all my sisters. You welcome to do it. Okay. Now this is where I get confused. This just me. If they want people to wear masks, how come you not gonna wear gloves too? Look what y'all just said. Y'all seen these people doing. If they got the Carnival 19. and they stick their whole hand up one nostril and pull out part of their brain, and they don't wash their hands. They touch their car door, the the door at the grocery store. They done touch. They have handled or touched on all the fruits and all just everything. I'm making myself nauseous, but I'm just saying, if they doing all of that, if we wearing masks, how come we ain't wearing gloves?
Well, the thing with the gloves is, I had started out doing that, but then once I figured out when I got to the counter, I would forget to take them off. So I'm going in my purse, all over my billfold, my cards and everything. So I was transferring those germs of whatever I was touching in the store on myself. So unless you change it multiple times in the store, it really wouldn't really make a difference because you just transferring those germs. But what I've started doing is I'll take me a little travel size bottle of alcohol spray, the spray bottle, and I'll just spray stuff because a lot of times when I go in the Aldi or whatever, the sanitary wipes or what not sanitary wipe, yeah, antibacterial wipes they're out, or whatever, so you have nothing to sanitize the cart with. So I bring my own little bottle of alcohol, 91%, and I'm spraying stuff down. And then once I get home, I'm washing hands and arms good, but I take, the Lysol wipes and I wipe down all of the groceries now. And I throw the bags away. We used to keep those grocery bags. I throw all of the grocery
Yes.
bags away now.
Now Queen B hit a point. She said, "You know, if they ain't washing their behind, they ain't washing their hands."
Mm-mm.
Mo, I didn't see that. Mo say, "Have y'all seen the soccer coach, Spanish soccer coach, that rub all his parts and smell his hands?"
What are
Uh-uh.
y'all watching? Oh no.
He's a soccer coach. So I guess he be on the field rubbing on himself and sniffing. See, that's that animal behavior. So I guess because people figure they can't use hand sanitizer when you get back to the car. That's just nasty. That's just nasty. Jazz to say, yeah, be playing all in the butt and with JJ and want to touch on some food and serve. Oh, mm-mm. Y'all gonna
That's
take
why when all of this stuff first hit, it really called out a lot of people on what their initial hygiene was anyway. Because when this stuff first rolled out, I was like, the stuff that they was recommending you to do, I'm like, damn, you're not doing that in your daily
out.
practice of your hygiene,
Girl, I was saying the same thing. We already doing that. That's why they say
right?
cleaning supplies. Black folks already had cleaning supplies. We cleans our houses. Okay? CD say I keep bleach water in my car alongside hand sanitizer. You better say it. I like bleach. Bleach is my friend. Say I do. I'm a teacher. These kids are nasty. I spray Lysol on everything too. I get my groceries delivered and spray the bags. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yoda, you ain't up there yawning.
No. I'm hollering at what
What?
Queen Mermaid said. She
I
said, I
mean,
saw a rat crawl out of a lady's pot when I was about 7. Hand to the Bible. She always offered us food. I said, no, ma'am. My mama says we have to eat at home, but thank you. Okay.
mm-mm.
God,
That's
DGF
I
said,
just like that dog food casserole from Good Times from that
yes,
lady.
DGF say the carnival 19 is most easily transmissible because it's primarily airborne like chickenpox. I keep an alcohol bottle too. That's what they say, but you know they keep changing the story. They told us before that they could live for
Every
hours.
day.
So if it can live for hours on a surface and somebody done reached all up in their nose and dug mucus
Mm, mm,
and
mm,
touched
mm,
something, you not finna convince me I'm not gonna catch the who's it, what's it.
mm,
I just be wanting to walk around with wipes taped to the palm of my hand.
mm,
That's
mm,
nasty. Yes, girl, twice a day. Ain't nothing like a good old. It's something about a clean booty to help you sleep better. Hey, princess, you in a meeting watching from the bushes. You was okay. We just got back from movie night a little bit ago. Well, not the official. This was just African movie night. Say I have money on my debit card in my pocket. I put items in the car, take the gloves off, and clean. Yeah, that's my thing. I'm like, by the time you run around, mask, if you can smell a poop through the mask, you're not gonna tell me nothing else ain't getting through it. And why you ain't got people with gloves on? And now that you got people announcing that they whole body is dirty and is a walking petri dish, at this point I want a hazmat suit in a 3X. That's how I
mm,
feel. It's a girl. Look at here.
And
She's
you got to think about that money. I don't make a habit of carrying cash unless I know I'm going down to the district where I have to pay cash for parking. But that cash holds so much germs, so I would spray alcohol on my few little dollars that I have to carry. But otherwise, I try not to carry any cash money. But that money, that dollar money coins, you immediately need to spray that with alcohol to disinfect it.
But I'm gonna tell you, that's why I was happy to carry cards because I remember being a girl and my mama telling me that the hookers would tuck the money in their coochie, and that was enough for me not to want to touch no dollar if I could help it.
Well, I wouldn't put it in my cootie, but I would back in and I still would depending on where
But
I'm
the
at. If I'm at an
prostitutes,
amusement park, I would put it in my bra.
but she was saying that the prostitutes would do that, be trying to hide the money from the pimps. Sometimes they would tuck it up in their drawers. And I'm
I
sorry,
believe that.
I'm not mad at you, ladies. Do what you got to do, but I don't know if I want to touch that. And I saw one of them do it. I helped a girl over here in Houston. Real true story. We went. Me, I had took my youngest over to the Burger King over on Bissonnet. Well, Bissonnet in Houston is like the host road. She said, "God bless the food. It's always been nasty out here." Amen. And so I got over there. We went in, bought the food, came out, and it was this man. He was arguing with these girls. He slung her down in the grass. And by that time, I was trying to ignore him because I knew it was a hooker and pimp situation. But I'm looking at this girl. She young enough to be my daughter, and I'm looking at this little piss tail boy. And y'all know me, so I was really on the verge of wanting to go snatch him up. And so he jumped up and ran to the car. He had her toddler in the car, which hurt my feelings.
Mm.
My sound going up and down? I don't
No,
know.
it's fine now. You were kind of moving around, and it
I was
kind of
moving around. That was my fault.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so, yeah, you can smell poop through that mask. I don't trust that. It's been from the gas pump. See them gloves. You see what I'm saying? Cheryl say wear gloves. That's what I said, Cheryl. We need gloves. And so he had slung the little baby out of the car. And the girl got up and he sped off and left her there. And so she's still screaming behind him. And she looked and saw that he had dropped about $800 out of his pocket while he was trying to beat on her. So she grabbed the money. And I saw and I said, she was like, and she was telling the other girl, I got his money. He gonna come back. Oh my God, oh my God. So I didn't want to really put them heifers in my car. But again, they were young enough to be my children. I couldn't just leave them because I felt like if that man come back and realized that they had his money, he might kill him
Hmm.
or he might hurt that baby. So, against my better judgment, I say, where y'all need to go, I'm going to give you a ride away from here before that man come back. And she said, okay, thank you, ma'am. They got in the car. And this heifer scooted up in the air and did just what my mama told me they do. Reached down in betwixt her nasty legs and the smell, Jesus, that escaped from her crevices. I don't know how she sold that to anybody. I don't know a man alive that would have bought it. That
Mm-mm-mm.
that child smelled like she needed a chalk outline around.
Wonder was she related to Robin?
They might have been that might have been her first cousin, but I know it was something serious. It was something serious,
But
and I took them and dropped them off. I prayed for them and whatever before I let them go because especially since they had that baby, I was so hurt.
yeah.
That child was there with these nasty hookers and that dangerous man. It worried me. And when I saw her do that, I say, my mama wasn't lying. These heifers is nasty in real life.
Yeah.
Messed me
Hmm.
up. That's right, Morgan. That's how I feel. We need a body glove. I told you I need me a hazmat suit in the 3Xs. If y'all can find me a green hazmat suit, I will take a pink in a 3X is what I'm looking for. That's
Because you
what
just
she
have
did.
to think about it, how many germs that pass through the air, and just like going to the gas station. Think about the gas station, the gas pump handle, and all of those germs.
Well, that's what sis was just saying. She said that they getting it from the gas pump, the Delta, the Delta Airlines. They getting that
Oh,
from
that's where
the
they
gas
saying
pump.
it's coming from now.
Yep, she said the Delta Airlines is on the gas pump.
Mm.
I'm telling you. You say you got a white one in a 3X. Well, I need it because I will rock. Listen, I'll be the only girl out here with a hazmat suit with accessories on it.
I think
I,
they look gonna be rhinestoned out.
rhinestone out. They're gonna be like, is this Negro in a rhinestone covered hazmat? Yes, I am. Call me Elton John. I do it. Who?
With an emerald crown on.
With an emerald crown on top of the goddamn hood. Sure will. You say, thank God you don't pump your own gas in New Jersey. Well, unfortunately, we pump the gas here in
Yeah.
Texas, and I got wipes in my car. Soon as I get back in that mug, and now that sis say that the Delta Airlines is on the pump, I might use the wipe to grab the pump now,
Mm.
cause I don't have time for that.
Is a hazmat reusable? Because it's made of some kind of like plastic polyester type material. Is it reusable?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I need. I need one of them. Put me some rhinestones on it, some feathers. You know what I'm saying? Get a gold chain, put a belt on it, work it with some heels. I can see that. You say the state
Mm.
fair is coming. I distracted the hell out of my son when the commercial came on. That's a big no. Not unless you're gonna get him a hazmat suit. You say starting the trend. Listen, I will start the trend. I'll be the one out there rocking the hazmat, the blinged out hazmat. Yes, you need to wear gloves when pumping. Get gloves. I mean, I need with high sleeves. I need something that cover my neck, my ears, and my eyeballs, everything. Because if
Mm.
something is airborne, like we know in that those of us who ever worked in hospitals, when you put on your PPE, they will give you goggles when there's a droplet precaution. Where are my goggles?
Mhm.
How can something not get into my eyeball and still mess me up? It's called transdermal. It'll just soak right on in. So why do we not have a hazmat suit? I'm sitting up here making myself itch thinking about this. You say you stay home and don't go out. That's cool. And that's why I try to come up with events and stuff for us to do so y'all don't have to go nowhere. You know, just get dressed up, be cute, stay inside, and stay alive. And let everybody else go catch the Delta Airlines wherever they going. You say me too in this Florida heat. I know that's right. What part of Florida you in? You know you on the Florida Girls channel now. Shanisha is going to swim through some alcohol. Yes, I'm real close. I'm thinking about it real hard.
Oh, I go through so much alcohol. But with the carnival changing, like the story changes every day. Literally, something changes about it every day. Well,
Every day.
do you think something is catastrophic is going to happen in the colder months?
Nope. I think part of what they're telling us is lies, part of it's the truth. And that's the problem with the US government. They lie so much you don't know what to believe. So I say
Right.
I'm an error on the side of caution. I'm gonna just dip and dodge from the carnival 19. I ain't gonna do nothing crazy, like get no jabs. I'm just gonna stay in my house. You say your
That
niece made a
jab.
good old bottle of bleach water with lemon juice. Oh, child. Queen Mermaid said, I thought about a motorcycle helmet, but it's too hot in Cali for that.
Not a
Girl.
motorcycle helmet.
Oh, you down there in Hillsboro. You know we used to ride to your city to go to the Sky Bar and the Blue Martini and the Whiskey North. What you say? Yep, stay home and watch the Royal Family on YouTube. I know that's
Mm-hmm.
right. Cheryl say my husband in the military and he's a biochemist, and I can get you some. Girl, get it. Listen, I'll pay you. Tell
Just send us
you hold
some.
on, sis. You see my contact information, that email and that Instagram inbox. I'll pay you for one. Just tell him you got a sister that ate a lot of neck bones and she need a 3X. DGF say Shanitra, the where are my goggles? Little boy is my friend's son.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. She said there's still time to order a 1920 outfit for movie night. For movie night this Friday. Stay in, stay home, and have fun with the royal family this Friday. As we watch Harlem Nights in a safe, protected environment. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on the brand. Okay. You say I wash money by accident, but now it's a must. You washing your money? I leave my money on the card. I don't even take it off. You got two gas masks too, sis. I need a gas mask.
And you have to wonder how deadly they say this thing is, but with when they have chemical warfare or whatever, I don't want to get too much into that. The different type of masks that they have to protect against,
Yeah.
the chemicals in the air. But this is supposed to be so,
And
deadly. But we these
paper.
thin paper masks.
They give you a little thin piece of paper or a little scrap of cloth.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it's
Mhm.
yeah. If this thing is as bad as y'all say it is, it's a dragon, then it turns to a lion, then it's a snake. It go
Mhm.
underground and in the water. It'll break in your house and steal your car. It'll shoot at you and slap
Mhm.
your mama. And if I put on a thin piece of paper, I'm straight. Give me the hazmat suit.
Right.
Y'all done told me this thing carry a switchblade and it shoot at people and it cuss in church. Now, if I put on a thin piece of paper, I'm say get the yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like some stuff, I'm not the smartest little girl in the world, but I'm not that dumb either. She said, "Ooh, I could see the furs and red bottoms and Stacey Adams." Now that's what I'm talking about. Queen Mermaid, I sure hope you come in the movie night. I sure hope so. Say you just electric slid into the room while hitting that like button. You so darn crazy. Keaton, we had African movie night tonight. We enjoyed ourselves and you missed out. You try to keep everything on your card. Yeah, I keep it on the card. Cause if you happen to steal my purse, I'm just gonna cancel them cards. Rochelle say that blank is not working. I have a pre-existing condition and I'm still stuck in the house. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's too many variables, and anybody want to do the thing, go do the thing. I'm not doing it. I got
But
bleach.
Sinitra, what about this division that is causing between the doers and the undoers? How it's dividing families? I knew of a daughter that said that her mother could not come visit her unless she got one, and so it's like creating all of this division, all of this chaos, breaking up families over this juice, this solution that they putting out here. What can we do about that?
Nothing. Eat our food, drink our water, and mind our business.
And mind our business. That's it.
That's it. I don't be. Listen. One thing about me says I don't worry about people. Now, if I can help you, I can help you. If you crazy, crazy is not my department. Because and I'm not saying nobody crazy for doing or not doing anything. But if you are acting ugly with your blood, your family over a jab, you crazy as hell. You crazy as cat crap.
Right.
You crazy as a bag full of hammers. Ain't nothing I can do for you, and crazy is not my department. Now I don't fool with crazy. When I see crazy coming, I go the other way. Seriously. Because it don't make no sense for anybody to be acting that stupid over people's rights over their own body. You do what you want to do. You don't do what you don't want to do. And you shouldn't be sitting up ready to go to war with somebody because of something you saw on the news. It ain't that serious. You say
Mhm.
your firefighter friend, the Mr. Topper story. Oh, okay, was part of Desert Storm. I believe he died from exposure to airborne chemicals. Wow. Say you hate you missed it. You had dog boot camp. I can't do it too much. I can't do it too much work sending him to boarding school. Don't you send that big horse to boarding school? Because I don't even believe that's no dog. I think that's one of them Shetland ponies. JC say yes. I want to see the men in their new newsboy hats, vests, ties, and women in their finest flapper gear this Friday. Oh shoot! I sure hope y'all dress up and look good. She say, now it's a water and oxygen shortage, so our water will still be a different color. Our water gonna be a different color. They say, glad we on well water. Girl, I miss my well water. Listen,
What
I'm
area? What area is that in? And yeah, water is the best water.
well. That's why she say glad she on well water. I'm I want to go back to Ocala so I can get back on well water because I don't like city water. I don't trust it. And yes, there is an oxygen shortage at the hospital because my sister does respiratory therapy and she was talking about that. The liquid oxygen, there's a shortage. Easy
Hmm.
breeze say it's your choice. I ain't tripping, do or don't.
They're oh, excuse me, but they're trying to make it to where it's not a choice. People losing their jobs. The airlines are cranking up the premium on your insurance. I mean, it's a ridiculous amount that they're going up. They're trying to affect people's livelihoods in a way to where it's unavoidable, where you don't have a choice, and that's the sickening part about it. It's infringing on your liberty and your freedom of choice.
Well, that's kind of what America has become.
And
I,
that's truly what it's always been
I
about. But it's just,
That's really what it's always been. Now it's kind of spreading to everybody.
mm,
That used to only apply to certain folks. Now they're applying it to everybody.
everybody, it's becoming diabolical. What they pass today, I don't know. What they pass today is it's creepy. It's, these people literally playing God, and just it's creepy.
I can tell you one doggone thing, and this is the truth. I ain't studying them. They can do anything they want to do. You're not finna do nothing with me. If you come to this door, give the preacher your hand here. That's all I'm saying. If you come to this door here unannounced and you don't come in the right spirit, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave that where it's at. Say it's
Mm-mm.
always been. It's in the forefront for everybody now. That's right, Queen Mermaid. That's why I say I'm not studying these people. I don't give a darn. Some of us been ready for the jump off. You do whatever you want to do. Just know I'm ready. That's all I'm saying. Morgan say you can get the jab and wear a mask, but if others choose not to and breathe on you, you sitting up here getting sick. The ill part is you was gonna get it anyway.
Well, Morgan's musings, I mean, that's not necessarily true, because I personally know someone who got the juice and still contracted. So
But
that,
that's
I
what she's
mean, just,
saying. That's exactly what she just said. She said
oh, okay.
you can get the jab, put that little thin piece of paper over your face like it's a veil, and you gonna still get it because somebody gonna breathe on you. I
Mm,
feel like we don't know whether it's from the breath, from touching doorknobs, if it's because you brushed up against your mailbox. What if the mail carrier is dirty and she coughing
mm-hmm.
and touch your mailbox? Like it's too many ways for you to catch the can't you don't you. And this is starting to feel like a game. Y'all remember freeze tag where you like if you got to run and they touch you, you got to freeze. Remember that?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
This is starting to feel like a real bad game of freeze tag, man. It's a real bad game of freeze tag. Keaton, you ain't missed nothing. We just up here shooting the breeze. That's all. Hey, Maybelline, we just shooting the breeze. That is all. That is all. That is all. That's why I say, it's cool or whatever. But I like being in my house. I feel safer here. And when I leave the house, I like to go places where they pass things through the window, and I don't have to get out. I have all my groceries delivered, and when I'm in my car, I know my car is clean because I cleaned it.
Mm-hmm. That's why, and I know everybody is not in the financial state to do so, but now is the most beneficial time to be an entrepreneur and be in a different tax bracket, so you do not have to rely so much on um a system, for your survival. Even though, even owning your own business, you still answer to the IRS. But I mean, it gives you more leverage to make choices for yourself and uphold your rights, versus having a boss saying, okay, you can't clock in until you punch in, literally.
But this
So
thing,
entrepreneurship is
it's up to
important.
it's up to the governors because y'all say what y'all want to say, but that about that clown over there in Florida, he holding it down. Them counties tried to pull that, and he was like, "If you file one of them, I'm suing you."
What about the mandate, the mask thing?
No, about them trying. They were some of the counties in Florida were trying to go around the governor and telling the people that they got to get the jab or they gonna get fired. That man was like,
Oh,
"If you file one of them, I'm going to sue you." The
oh
governor threatened.
wow.
The governor threatened them. That's why I say, it's a sad day when I agree with a Republican. That's scary. Keaton said, "Did y'all see the news segment where the prison was offering prisoners 10 packages of shrimp flavored
I
noodles if they
saw
got?"
that today. That is
That was ignorant.
ridiculous. That's
That
just
was
like the blunt and
ignorant.
$100. Crazy.
That's even less than $100. 10 packs of ramen off the canteen.
But
You
see,
know
that's
what that
that's
come to?
that's prison currency. I mean, but still, it is
But that don't
insulting and
even. But
degrading.
that's what I'm saying. You already got them working for slave wages. Then you gonna turn around and tell them, let me, do the thing to you. I ain't gonna say what I really think about it, but let me do the thing to you for 10 packs of ramen. That's more than degrading, Keaton. That's disgusting, pure
Mm-mm.
disgusting. Mm-hmm.
And just another, form of manipulation. They know the ones that don't have family members or spouse putting money on books that are, really in need or whatever and don't want to eat that nasty prison food. They're gonna go for it just to get, But you have to think, you have to stop that momentary thinking and have a long term train of thought. You doing this thing, this quick thing right now, but what long lasting effect is it
They
gonna
don't
have
care.
on you
A lot of people do not use critical thinking.
at
Whatever the people
all?
tell them on the news is what they do, and then they will be mad at you for not just doing what they told you on the news. See, that's why. That's why when people are not capable of critical thinking, and they have that brainwash mentality, is dangerous, because then they use like herd mentality to try to bully other people into just going along with what their mind is telling them is wrong. DGF say surgeons have successfully worn masks to prevent transmission. It's viral load plus time of exposure and general health. Girl, that only counts when everybody's healthy. The surgeon ain't walking in
Hmm.
there with the carnival 19. That was for
Right.
regular stuff. This ain't regular. They literally telling us this thing got a switchblade and a mojo hand. And I'm supposed to
Hmm.
put a piece of paper in front of my mouth and I'm safe. If somebody don't find me a hazmat suit and make sure it's real wide in the hip, because I'm wide in the hip. Keaton say, I'm glad to be a 1099 and not a W-2. You better say it again. I love being
Yeah.
1099 because that W-2 ain't no joke. Yes, no place like home. If y'all can stay home, man, stay home. Leave the
Yes.
house when you have to. Clean your car. Don't even give nobody a ride. They might cough in there or something.
And
They
try to
might
be
touch something.
creative with your form of entertainment. You don't have to be at these crowds. They were showing Lollapalooza, I think the name of it is, and the Rolling Loud concerts. All of those hundreds of thousands of people just packed in there, and all these parties. Even when it was spring break, you don't have to. I know we all raring to get out there and be outside, but it's really not worth it. I would rather be safe than sorry. Stay home, boost your immune system, sanitize, and read, learn something, make you a list of hobbies or new things that you want to learn and explore that can be done inside of the house and maybe do it that. But it's not worth wanting to be out in the crowd, risking your health.
It don't make no sense. Now, Keaton, you got a point, but I'm gonna tell you about that. You say they could have put the money on them boys' books. They could have did that. But you know what else they could do? They could stop forcing them to go to work for 15 cents an hour. They could do that. They could stop making them work sometime for less money than that, for companies that won't even give them a job once they jump. The minute they hit the bricks, oh no, we don't hire felons. But the exact same companies that tell you they don't hire felons, they got them working for them while they in the prison. You calling the
Hmm.
home shopping network, giving your credit card sometimes to inmates. You calling directory assistants, sometimes talking to inmates. But when them people get out, they can't even get a job. But while you can get them to work for less than 20 cents per hour, then you can work with felons. But when you have to actually pay them a fair wage, then you can't work with felons. That prison industrial complex is hell. And the fact that you offered them boys some noodles off the canteen, you really need to be skinned alive. She say this is the movie Outbreak to me. We all test dummies in the world. Exactly. I got the jab, but I've been doing good. I've been doing good. Thank God. It's a personal choice. I just wanted to live. I feel like it's the same as the flu. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Straight up. She said that's against the law. I was told no one can make any jab by law. That's true because it's called informed consent or informed
Right.
refusal. And the
Right.
thing
Right.
is, they trying to take that away. I sat up there and heard Ted Cruz argue them because they was trying to find a way to put loopholes in the law. And I said, Lord, it's gonna snow in the middle of Hawaii and we all going skiing in Honolulu. Because I
Hmm.
found myself agreeing with Ted Cruz. Jaja, I wanted to take my whole head off and throw it at the TV.
I know
I
you
said,
did with Ted Cruz.
the fact that I agreed with Ted Cruz, do you know if Ted Cruz knew he agreed with somebody like me, he might have ripped his head off too. This thing got bad. You
But see,
say,
that's
he
the
say
thing
what?
going back to,
Hold on, you say 15 cents an hour. That is actually a thing. And let me
yeah, they make
put
a license plate and everything for 17
no,
cents an
but
hour.
this the thing. No, actually, since a lot of those jobs pay less, that's a good one. That is a good
Oh,
job.
wow.
Some of those jobs pay nothing. And if you refuse to go to the job, then they can put you on. I know for Florida, it's a CC or a DR. I don't know what they call them in Texas because I didn't work Texas prisons. I worked Florida prisons. So they can give you a CC, which means it's a corrective consult, and you get too many CCs, or if they give you a DR, that automatically means that they take away your game time. So when you're getting 10 days for every 30 days you do in that prison off. So let's just say you earned 6 months off your sentence. If you refuse to get out there and slave for 8, 12, and 15 cents an hour, they can take your time back that you earned rightfully because you didn't broke no rules. You did everything them people said. They can go and take time off. They can take 30 days from you because you didn't want to work for 15 cents an hour.
Hmm.
Now you tell me that ain't slave labor. Now the ill part is most people out here in the free world don't even know what happens in them prisons. You don't have a clue. And what's real crazy is you got some of these young boys that won't work a job and end up, messing up, getting locked up. And now you didn't want to work on the street. Now they're gonna make you work in here, and you're not even gonna make a quarter hour.
Hmm.
Now that's the real thing. What goes on in there is a lot worse than what y'all think. Everybody let the TV fool them. Oh, it's all about somebody busting your booty. I promise you, that's the least of your worries. That's the least of your worries in there.
But see, with that being so unconstitutional, what you were saying about agreeing with Ted Cruz and the Florida governor, that when you was talking about writing in laws, they'll do that. When certain things happen in mainstream media, a lot of times that is a distraction, or just to get our minds off of other things. It's so many bills and laws that they pass that we don't know anything about, and then when something happens and we have to come up against it, they were like, "Oh no, it's written in the law. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it." So
But the
being
problem is,
knowledgeable,
but the problem is, nobody's stopping us from knowing. If you don't know, it's because you're not paying attention. All of that stuff is public record. You got
right?
channels like C-SPAN that will sit there and play Senate proceedings, long, tedious, and boring. If you want to know what
Hmm.
them skunks is up to, watch them. Watch them.
I was watching something earlier when they was getting in Fauci ass. But yeah,
Put
that's
his
with the
lying
critical
self.
the critical thought process and reading to learn, knowing. I mean, I'm a type of person. Maybe it's just my personality, but I question everything. I don't care what the source is. I'm gonna do my due diligence. I might not do it as thoroughly as I need to, but I'm always going to do my due diligence and learn about something before I just go all in or just go with it
Mm-hmm.
because that's what the majority is doing. That's
Mm-hmm.
that following the pack, that following the behind people, following the trends. That's what, just
It's
like
just
that crate
goofy.
challenge thing. It is. I
It's
mean, be,
just
be a
goofy.
be an independent thinker. It's a
Sister Spiller know what I'm talking about because she work in prison. See, so those of us that know what it is, we can tell you what it is. That's right. Hard water, the infestations. We were down there in them Florida prisons, and I saw so many inmates, even the ones that was just bit up and ate up by brown recluse spiders in Florida. Them things are poisonous. So when they bite you, they actually got to cut pits in your skin to try to cut out the part where the spider bit because the skin started to die around it. It was the boils and abscesses on everybody. And some of those abscesses stank. Nobody ain't gonna tell me that wasn't something that was contagious. They would cut them, and one of them had literally looked like black water ran out of it, and it smelled
mm.
like pure sulfur. All kind of
When you were
diseases.
working down there, did they still throw that delousing powder on
No,
people, or that was too old school?
that was too old. They ain't doing that. They probably should have, but they didn't. Then on top of that, with them doing stuff like that, the infestations, the sicknesses, the abscesses. Then you have doctors. Now, Spiller, I don't know how it go in Texas. You let me know if it's the same. Hey, makeup lover, I seen you slide in. So I know over there, the um the doctors that's on staff, because I worked in medical. I wasn't a CO. I worked in medical, and a lot of the doctors weren't board certified. They were board.
What?
Yeah, you heard what I said. They was board eligible, but not board certified.
What the hell is board eligible? Is
It
now I'm
means
like you. Is that a thing?
that is a thing. Spillers say,
Wow.
yeah, they would have to cut the infection out and drain the pack. Yep, drain and pack them. That's exactly what they did to them, girl. And the doctors come up in there. It would be the same thing like the VA, because those are the same doctors they have at the VA. Those VA doctors, a lot of them are not board certified. They board eligible. These are not legit doctors. There was
So
a
wait a
story.
minute.
There was a story years back. I don't know if y'all caught it in the news. 16 kids test positive. Oh, Jesus. I don't know, girl. But so yeah, had a doctor years back. Y'all probably seen it in the news. Let me know if you did. There was a doctor that was down there in Tampa, and he made the news because they had to do an amputation, and he cut off the wrong leg. Do y'all remember hearing something about that? About them having to cut off the doctor cut off the wrong leg? Well, he got sued. He lost his license. He literally went and got certified to be a physician's assistant after he lost his right to be called a doctor. Okay. So then, oh, they gave y'all real doctors. Well, Florida, we don't get them. We get board eligible. Very few board certified doctors will work for the prison system because it don't pay. You remember that Queen Mermaid? Okay, so I'm not the only one remember that story. So with that bearing that in mind, they had to go back and cut the right leg off. So then the man ended up with no legs because this man screwed up. Right? Now here's the ill part. The ill part is, okay, that man ended up working at the same prison I was working at as a physician's assistant. And because he was a PA, he had his own caseload, and people were able to come. He was able to write prescriptions and treat people. I watched that man commit malpractice and kill a couple of folks. Jaja, talk to the folks for a minute for me.
Okay. But yeah, when she was talking about working in the infirmary with the board eligible, honey, I've never heard of no board eligible. Either you going to school and you done passed the MCAP or whatever it's called and you a doctor, or you ain't. I've never heard of somebody being able to practice without actual licensure and certification. Um, but I would just think that there would have to be a hell of a liability, even though prisoners are I guess constitutional slaves, according to the 13th Amendment. So it's legal slavery. But it seems like there would still be a level of liability for having people in there that aren't board certified, that are, doing procedures on people, medical procedures, like if something goes wrong. That's just like that doctor that gave that lady that C-section, and he did it wrong and he sliced the damn baby face. Of course, he has some damn liability and some consequences came after that. So I couldn't imagine having something happen to me and it being based on the conditions of the prison, with being bit or like rodents and all kind of infestation and getting diseases, and somebody cutting on me and they cut on me wrong, and they might hit a vein, a carotid artery, or any kind of uh, deadly bleeding point, and I end up dead, and this nigga ain't even certified. Like, I mean, it's not unbelievable, but I mean, it just behooves me to.
But that's real. But that's real spill. Anybody that's ever worked in a Florida prison will tell you the board eligible, and most of the psych doctors are there through an agency, through locum tenens or another agency. And all they did, the only thing the psych doctors do is just write the same scripts off the formulary. Okay.
That's just
Now,
like, oh,
now here's the
go
thing
ahead.
too, Spiller. They can't practice without their consent, but when that's the only option you got, you take what you can get.
We gonna
I
take
have
it.
seen some real quacks come through. I ain't gonna say no names because I don't want nobody to be like, oh, lock her running her mouth. We finna call somebody and sue her. But there was one doctor. He was Greek and he was a big dummy. And I'm gonna just call him Dr. Dummy because Dr. Dummy was dangerous. He was in there at that time. One of the doctors that actually was certified, he was there for a different reason. He was actually trying to help out, thought he was gonna save the world, I guess. But he was cool people. And DGF, I remember that show too. I started talking and forgot. But anyway, so he was working as the chief health officer as the CHO at that time. The one we had before that was real crooked. But he got promoted naturally because he was good and clear. Y'all know. So
Mm.
anyway, um, it was crazy because the man came in the infirmary one day, y'all, and lactated ringers for people who work medical. Y'all know what I'm saying when I say lactated ringers. That's something that's got to be given IV. This man came in there and he wrote the order for lactated ringers, PO, mean by mouth. So I'm looking like, okay, so is he on horse tranquilizers or is he on the good dope? Like what brand of crack did he smoke? What you mean lactated ringers? PO. So we thought it was a mistake. So we asked it, politely. I didn't say it like I wanted to say it, Georgia. I wanted to say, man, is you crazy? But I didn't.
Right.
I maintained professionalism, was like, well, Doc, did you mean to put down IV? Because we got bags. And he said, no, I mean PO. And this fool proceeded to tell us that he wanted us to cut the bag, put it in a cup, and let this girl drink it so she could die. Because that's literally what was going to happen. And we
No
caught him,
way.
and they didn't even get rid of him. We reported it. We did not execute that order because if you execute an order, I don't care if the doctor wrote it. If you know better, you better not do it. So we didn't execute the order. We literally took the lactated ringers out of because I think the lady who was leaving in front of me, I was like, girl, you better pick up them goddamn IV bags for that food, do it for you. Because he was about to reach for the bag to cut it open. So I was like, get them darn bags. And we went around the corner to Doc's office and told him, man, look, you need to get your doctor. And so we told him what happened. He left everything he was doing at his desk and came to the infirmary and explained to him. And it was weird because you a whole doctor, sir. Why
Right.
somebody got to explain to you that something that's meant to be IV, you can't give PO? Like, what is you doing? Then we caught him another time. This fool was about to use lidocaine where he wasn't supposed to use no lidocaine on an IV. And I said, oh, hell no. This man gonna kill everybody up in here.
Mm. But he was one of those ones that was quote unquote board eligible.
He was board eligible. And it's a lot of them. And there was a lot of doctors that came out of foreign countries, and they wasn't exactly on point. We had one of them that he was supposed to be cutting out an ingrown toenail on an inmate. I don't know what the hell he did to that girl toe. She ended up with an infection so bad she had to be intubated and taken to outside medical. The one I was telling y'all about that cut off the wrong leg, his malpractice led to two of them inmates dying that I know for sure. One of them
And
ladies was
still
having a whole
still
heart
came
attack.
back as a PA.
Huh?
And
Yeah,
still came back as a PA.
he came back as a PA, and as a PA, he killed two people on that compound that I saw. I sat through and watched two mortality reviews behind his bullcrap, and they still never fired him. Say, I've seen all kind of medical procedures and surgeries. Some doctors would welcome you to watch if you were working in the OR. Yeah, but Easy Breezy said he had Mr. Bean working on people. Clearly.
Mm-mm.
God dang.
Mm.
It felt like Mr. Bean, and yes, he must have, cheated his way through school or paid somebody to do his boards for him or something. He was foreign clear, but he was clear. He was foreign clear and dangerous. Like you really, the one that chopped off the wrong leg, he was full clear, American clear. Chopped off the wrong leg, came back as a PA. and took out two people. He had one of them that he gave her um pink bismuth, told her to just go back to the dorm. That lady was having a heart attack. She was having a cardiac episode. He sent her back and that lady died. And when she fell out, nobody stopped to pick her up because it was chicken day. And those inmates like just walked right over her and left her on the ground, called nobody. If somebody had said something, that girl might have lived.
That makes me think about what I saw in the news. Um, I want to say it was Yahoo News or Google News, one of the things. And it was this lady, inmate, and she was giving birth, but none of the officers did anything, and her baby died. Right there. So I mean, I don't know if that was the same situation. Just they were just so negligent, or they were unaware of what to do because they were just board eligible. But that's crazy. Have you ever had any instances of where the board eligible people were screwing up the medications, giving like the by mouth
We
medications?
we done seen. I'm telling you, I seen one. We watched one try to give lactated ringers in a cup. So I'm telling you, I've seen some stuff. I could write a book, but I'd probably end up in jail if I wrote. I don't think we're supposed to talk about what we seen like that because of HIPAA.
Right.
But I've seen them do a whole lot of real crackpot crap. And then when it comes to inmates giving birth, I mean, my best advice is don't go to jail pregnant
Right.
because they don't care about you being pregnant in prison. They don't care. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. I have seen those girls literally go to hurting and contracting, and they will wait till the last possible minute to take them to outside medical.
Mm.
So nobody cares. You can holler, scream. Your mama can call up there to Tallahassee. Don't nobody care. The only thing they're gonna tell the
Anila
inmate is write a
Bagila.
grievance. Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. Board eligible my behind.
Oh yeah, like look into that. A lot of those doctors at the VA medical center are board eligible too. They can't work nowhere but a VA, a health department, or a prison.
That's crazy. You learn something every day. I've never heard of such a thing. I have that I have your ass need to be like the nurse at the YMCA or something. You should not be doing any kind of major. I mean, and even like with the IV bag, even a normal person. I've never went to medical school, but I know what an IV bag is. Even if I didn't know medically what to say or do, I wouldn't have let my ignorance show and been like split the bag open and put it in a cup. I've been like, okay, execute it as you normally would. I wouldn't have. That's just crazy. Cut the bag open and put it in a cup. Like
Yep, that's
what,
what he
sir?
said, and was trying to tell the inmate that she needed to drink it. And literally, if we hadn't been watching him and saying, "Oh hell to the no," he would have made that girl sick. He'd have killed her. Like she was already in distress. That's why she needed lactated ringers. And we were really like, we couldn't believe it. Like, are you serious right now?
Mm, mm,
Are
mm,
you
mm, mm,
serious right
mm.
now? All I know
Mm,
is like I seen enough, and I tried to tell my nephew and other young people like, stay out of prison. Ain't nothing in there for you. Them people don't like you. They didn't send for you. Don't go carrying your behind in there.
right, you took the thought right out of my head because I
Yeah,
was
he
about
did
to
not.
say,
Yeah, he did not go to school here in the U.S. at all. Did not. And but now the one that chopped off the wrong leg, he did, and he was making just as many med errors, and he was disgusting. It was bad. We had we had an occasion where there was an inmate who had a fecal impaction, and she was a big one. Ooh, y'all, she was a big one. And so he up there trying to get it done. And with him being a male and she was a female inmate, it had to be a female in the room. So we had one of the techs that was in the room just to assist, hand him whatever he needed so he could get it done. And baby, he was stupid enough to ask that girl if she could prop that woman's huge butt cheek up. Y'all, I wasn't no more good. Listen, I could have clocked out and
Oh
went
my
home and did
God.
job. I was a salary employee and I wanted to clock out because I said, "Oh hell no!" And I walked past the door. I'm trying not to laugh. Y'all know I'm stupid. So, nurse locker, my foot. You better call your mama. I'm not coming to prop up no butt cheeks. I don't know what you take me for.
Ooh, wee.
It was a big one too. I said, no, we ain't doing that.
Oh my God.
Oh man, listen. That's why I say
And
it's funny.
then when it becomes unimpacted, then what? I'm still supposed to stand there holding the butt cheek. Oh no, God.
Nah, we good. I wasn't coming over there at no point to prop that thing up. No, ma'am. Queen Mermaid says Shadisha need the prison binder stories. Get a disclaimer that is fiction.
Yes.
I ain't finna tell all that stuff. It's some stuff went on up in there. If y'all saw half the stuff that happened in them places, you would realize that what happens in real life is far worse than what they put on TV. It is not what they make y'all think. Say at my friend job, she said a med aide had put nail glue in a resident eyes, thought it was eye drops. Jesus.
Mm, mm,
See,
mm,
that's what I'm
mm, mm.
saying. Like, y'all just don't know. It be a lot of crazy stuff go on. All you are is a product money for the organization. Yeah, if you in there. Cause I know, like, when I first started working there, it used to bug me out. They would be telling the people, when they bring them in on intake, you state property, like you property of the state. Period. Just flat out telling people that it's crazy. Spiller says, see, in Texas, when the girls were pregnant, they were placed in Texas City so they could be brought to Galveston to have their babies. Some of them would wait so they could go to the hospital in Texas City. See, that must have been really nice. Florida prisons don't do that. I worked at Lowell CI, which is it's an intake. It's a processing center. So literally, they process them through there and then send them out to other prisons, and they house some inmates there as well. Now, during that time, that was the second largest women's prison in the state, in the country. Now it's the largest women's prison in the country. Lowell CI, right there in Marion County, Florida. And so we had all the intakes. Because some yards don't take pregnant inmates. There's some compounds that will not take a pregnant inmate. Some of them won't take certain psych levels. Some of them won't take, HIV patients. Some of them won't take, certain medical levels, period. Being that we were a reception center and processing, we took every single person. So if you came there, if you had the misfortune of being housed there and you weren't gonna be shipped to another prison, you had to work. They weren't sending you to no special spot. They had them out there big and pregnant in the Florida sunshine pushing a lawnmower or working the
How
yard
was
crew.
they able? How were they able to have the liberty of refusing if you got this, you got that? Wouldn't that have caused overpopulation in the other facilities?
No, it doesn't. It's plenty of prison. They send you to a yard that accepts your level.
Mm.
Or you got to stay there with ladies like me. And a whole lot of them would have preferred to be shipped to another place than to stay there at Lower.
Mm. And
Because
down
we
there
had,
to where the medical practices were so bad, like none of the family members of these inmates, like the amputated leg, like
well,
none of
that
the
happened in
families like filed.
but that amputated leg happened in the free world. And then
Oh, 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 okay,
once he
okay,
lost
okay.
his right to be a doctor, then he came to the prison to be hacking and messing people up.
But with the malpractice at the prison, none of the family members like tried to file civil action. Like nobody ever said, "No, you're not gonna be doing this to my family member. We're gonna do something." Like nothing ever happened.
No, ain't a doggone thing never happened.
Wow.
What was gonna happen?
Mm, mm, mm.
Queen Mermaid say impacted. She was constipated, blocked up. She should have called Bobby Brown. He knows how to handle that. Girl, you so crazy.
Oh no.
But it's wild because like some of the stuff that happened could have been prevented. Sometimes it resulted in fatality. Sometimes it didn't. But the paperwork was gonna always say what they wanted it to say.
Right, right.
So when the people in charge of the paperwork and everybody's grouping up and they like, look, let's get our story together. If you the family member, you get the paperwork. All the paperwork say the same thing. What you gonna do?
You gotta go by the paperwork.
There you go. And they get away with it.
But I wish I would go down there, go and talk to the commissioner, and get my paperwork submitted, and he say this DI is
Good
is
night,
is
Queena.
barred. Good night, Queena. And he say this DA is bar eligible. I'm gonna be like, what the hell? I'm gonna say, I just never heard of
If
such
you
a
in the
thing.
state of Florida, ain't nothing for you to do but cry and move on.
Or
DGF
not get.
already did that. I already talked with Marcella. I think Queen B asked me about it earlier. Yep, I'm aware. I already talked with him. We took care of that. But thank you for looking out. That's important. I appreciate y'all doing that. That is very important. But yeah, that's the law. They can do that. They can legally do that. And all they gonna do is refer you to the state statute that allows them to do that. And then they gonna politely tell you to keep your people out of prison.
Yep, don't get caught up. Don't get caught up in the system. It'll ruin your life. Ruin your
Thing
life.
you see what CD telling you out of Hillsborough down there, Florida, known for it. I had inmates that came in on interstate compacts, meaning they traded them out with other inmates to other states. So a lot of times for behavior issues, sometimes like if it was a really notable case and they was afraid you was gonna get hurt or something, they would send you to another state. We had a girl come in out of Kentucky. She had been in and out so many times, and she ended up saying, "Miss Locker, if I had went to prison in Florida first, I'd have never came back." She was accustomed to going in and out of prison in Kentucky and showing her behind. You late? That's all right, boo. I'm glad you're here. I don't want to talk about her business in public. I don't know what all she wants said, but she's okay, and so is her husband. I can say that you going to bed. Go on to bed, child. Go on to bed. You say Texas City is a women's prison. They do have a men's wing, but it's low level, and they go into the hospital for chemo, dialysis, etc. Yeah, see, we didn't do that there. What would happen is like our yard, they might have a dorm. Like H dorm was close to the infirmary. That's the best we can do for you is put you in a dorm close to the infirmary. You're not going to no low level because you're pregnant. You're gonna stay right there on that yard. Your security level don't change because your belly big.
Mm-mm.
It don't. You still gonna work. You still gonna show up for pill line. I don't care how long you gotta stand there. If it's an hour and a half, you gonna stand there. You gonna do
I
everything you.
know, I know, I know. They're not giving the 6 weeks or 8 weeks after birth,
Oh no,
so they don't give any amount of like bounce back time after birth.
no,
You just gotta go. Oh God,
no.
horrible.
When they send them to outside medical, if they have that baby, they may have a day. They may have about a day, day and a half, or whatever before you go. The social workers have already worked out who's gonna take that baby. So if you had that baby on Monday, by Wednesday, you were more than likely gonna be back on that yard.
Hmm.
Night mo, you was gonna be back on that yard. Now once you got there, whatever, like if you started having complications, wasn't nobody gonna just treat you like a complete dog. The doctors there could give you a pass, to stay in bed for a couple of days to try to get yourself together, but it wasn't gonna be for too many days. You surely wasn't getting
Right.
no 6 weeks. And the story was gonna still be stay out of prison. It's not nice and it's not fair. But don't take your behind to prison.
Yeah, gotta make better choices.
Better find something to do with yourself. And that's not, me being like, oh, Miss Perfect. Because Lord knows the way I was cutting the food, even while I was working there, I could have ended up in there. But you have to be real with yourself about your choices. If you make bad choices, bad things can happen. And there were some family members they would go to crying and stuff or whatever. And it's like you should have been making this noise and crying and raising Sam before they got here.
Hmm.
Now you ready to call the secretary of prisons. You want to call, everybody. You want to call Tallahassee. You want to talk to the warden, this and that. Who was you talking to while they was out there terrorizing the community?
And what's so crazy about, you saying that is some of these mothers and grandmothers, I've seen mothers go broke trying to get attorneys and counsel for certain people. Well, for their kids, their sons that, they know they were selling dope in the house or whatever, and you going broke to get them lawyers when you just, I mean, you could have tried to rectify the behavior before, they
That's
got
why
caught up in the system.
Yeah, that's why I said what I said. They act a fool. Not even just the lawyers. You don't know how they act stupid. They act stupid. They calling classification every other day. My son, my daughter. Were they your son and your daughter when they was on the street, cutting up, clowning, and acting a monkey? Spiller say the women have to work. Once the pregnant women have their babies, they are going to a women's unit. They don't stay. That's right. You don't stay. Ain't no 6 weeks. Ain't nobody gonna pet you and say, "Oh, you're a new mother," and this and that. Nah, man. Mm-mm. We had them. Some of them would be big bellied and be crying because they didn't want to come to the pill line. And if you don't show up, I'm right. Me personally, I was gonna write you up every day because if I had to stand there on my feet and pass them pills, and or you got to sign a refusal, you got to show up to do one or the other, take the pill or sign the refusal. If I got to stand there in line and and administer those meds, you better be in that line. If you didn't show your face in my line, I'm every day. I didn't care if you did it 5 days a week. I was writing you up every day.
When the women have the babies like that, do they automatically go into the system, or they can
Mm-mm.
arrange for one of their family members to get them?
That was for the social worker. If the social worker could get a family member, cool. If they couldn't, off to the foster home you go.
Mm.
And the moral of the story, kid folks, is don't go to prison because the people that work there, they don't have time to care about nothing you got going on because they're not the ones who make the rules. The rules are made far above their head, and the people on their yard can't do nothing for you, so they don't have time to care about how you feel about it.
Mm-mm. And the prison is just an industry. It's just another industry. You feed in their pockets. The more inmates they have, the more funding they get. And so don't be their advantage, their benefit. Live right. It's not worth it.
Do what you're supposed to do so you don't end up doing what you have to do. April say her
Right.
friend's son was on probation, got locked up again, and she had the nerve to ask me for $15 to put on the phone so he could talk. Child, he better talk to Jesus. That's free. I ain't got it. My nephew got locked up that last time, and I made it so clear. I'm not sending a penny. I'm not taking no calls. I ain't writing no letters. I ain't making no visits. Because I don't recall asking you to go. That's right. That's why you can't go, Jazzy. Don't carry yourself there. Same way with the teen girls. It was so sad. Yeah. Like, just stay out of, man. Look, our mothers used to tell us trouble is easy to get in, too hard to get out of. And I know when we're younger, we don't get it. You think you're invincible. I'm smarter than everybody. I'm slick. You the gingerbread man. Can't catch me. But eventually, somebody might just catch you behind. Eventually they might just catch you. A
And
day
talking
may
about
come.
putting the money on the books, girl, don't let them get out. Oh, you didn't look out for me. You didn't come see me. You didn't
And they
send me
ought to
no
do it to
stock.
you. But they ought to do it to you. If you were stupid enough to put any money on there, they ought to allow you. They ought to. That'll learn you. Stop throwing your money down a hole. Let them eat. Let them eat in the mess hall. Let them eat in culinary. They don't need nothing out the canteen. Whatever's in culinary, let him eat that. April say, I told him if he got locked back up, don't ask him, don't. Well, you say don't ask me for anything for him. Okay, yeah, don't ask me. I ain't got it. Period. If you go give them so much as $10, when they come back and say you ain't do nothing for me, that's what you get. That's what you get. You ain't had no business giving them $1, unless you the one asked them to go. Did you ask them to go? No.
Surely not.
There you go. So don't come calling me. Everybody
if
get
you have
real
got if you
twisted.
have gotten caught up with the law one time and you have spent any kind of time more than a couple days or a week in any kind of institution, you should not want to return. You should first of all want your freedom, but secondary, just the treatment and the things that you have to go through after your first experience. If that, it should be your last experience.
But there's some of them that really, once they go through it one time and they make it out, it's not as scary to them anymore. It's just like
That's
whatever. I done
true.
been here. I've done that before. We have literally seen them people process out and be back in before the end of the month.
And some people, it's sad to say, but I think some of them look at it as free room and board. They don't care what the condition is.
Child, listen, I know some of them that's so real. They literally call that their home, and when they EOS or they get released, they call they going on vacation because they know they
Mm,
coming back
mm,
home.
mm.
Fellas say
That's a
now in Galveston, we would get all inmates from level one to death row. We only had 10 permanent inmates. The rest of the inmates would bust in daily for clinic appointments and surgeries. Okay, got it. That's the kind of yard y'all had. April say exactly. I raised mine right. I can't stand a parent that rewards bad behavior. My children know you take your behind in there if you wanna. It's gonna hurt my feelings and it's gonna break my heart. But you sure gonna sit there and don't call me. Unemployed equals prisoner. And this is the bad part. If you are unemployed and you get locked up, you gonna have a job then, and now you're not even gonna make minimum wage. You come out better to stay in the free world and dig ditches than to go somewhere and have somebody force you to work for less than a quarter hour. Yep, recidivism. hmm I don't know what they like about it. It's stank. It's dirty. It's hot. It's too hot in the summer. It's too cold in the winter. The clothes look terrible and they look like they itch. Straight up. So I don't know what they like about it. I do
I
not
think
know what they like.
it's a self value thing because if you would rather live in that condition versus rehabilitating yourself and learn, and they do make it extremely hard for convicts or ex felons to get out here and work certain jobs, but it is done. I know people that have reformed their life, got education, and moved on and live middle class, live nicely and comfortably. But if you don't value yourself enough to make the effort to go through the struggle to, get better, to have better, so you're not reverting to the same
But
ways or you
see,
going back to the same environment.
but this is the thing. And this is a misconception. The misconception is that um committing crimes is the lazy way out. Hustling is hustling for a reason because you actually hustling. You're actually hustling. Ain't nothing lazy about hustling. Those guys who learn how to apply that in a legitimate way, they do well. Look at Jay-Z. When them
Hmm.
guys learn how to apply that same knowledge, that same work ethic, because it takes work. You don't make money in the street being lazy. Simple as that. But when they learn to apply it to something legitimate, they do very well usually. But the problem is you looking at a bigger thing, like there's no one phrase or statement or whatever to fix all because it's too many different variables. You got some people that don't know how to want anything. And for some
Mm.
people, what they can get on the street is is their form of success. Period. Like that's the truth. Tavia say, what attracts female COs? I always wonder. Attracts them to what? To mess
To
with
the
inmates?
inmates,
I don't know
I've
what she mean.
always
I'm
wondered that.
assuming. I'm assuming that's what she meant, but I don't know. Is that what you meant, Tavia? Accustomed and comfortable with trauma, DGF say. Yeah, some of them dysfunction is their everyday life. And you got some of these people, their whole family be in and out. We've seen mothers and daughters bumping each other in prison. We've seen brothers in prison, sisters in prison. Sometimes that's really a lifestyle for some of these folks.
It is. But those dope dealers, the one that's in the street, How I mean, it's a skill behind it, and it's a business mind behind it. If they can take that and flip that in a legal way, being able to count money like they do, I mean, you can really legitimize it. But you have to
But
get
they
out
got
of
to
the
learn
not
how to apply it, and they got to have
right,
somebody to give them a chance and show
right.
them how they can apply it. Because if you don't come from that sort of an environment, there's not, Terica say, because there's some fine men in there. That ain't what get them. If that's what you're talking
Mm-mm.
about, that ain't what it is. Y'all want me to tell you what it is? Because I done seen it a few times, quite a
I
few.
want to know. I want to know myself.
They don't target the regular girls, y'all. They don't. They target those girls that's kind of shaped up like a speaker box. You know, got the bus driver, the fourth grade teacher hairdo.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, no, I'm just giving it to you what I know. They go find them girls that don't look quite right. Sometimes they can find a cute one with low self esteem, but more or less they find them women that they can look at and they can tell that you lonely as hell. That's what they do. And then they
I
sit
don't
up
know,
there.
Shanika.
They sit up there. I'm telling you what I know because I walked on that prison yard for well over 10, well over 12. I know what I seen over and over again when I seen them girls getting their gate cut and their security clearance cut and walked off that compound. And they would find the ones with the low self-esteem. They did it over and over and over again. And it would start with little stuff like complimenting them, saying little slick stuff. Dang, she fine. Yeah, she look good. Spiller, you better tell them. See, Spiller worked that yard like I worked at that place. I'm telling you, that's real. They go for that low self-esteem. The minute they see it in you, and a con man and a hustler can spot you, even when you putting on that tough front and you think you fooling somebody, you ain't fooling no con man. He see you. And so it start
Now,
with you sure
now
look good today, Miss Lady.
I could
Dang, you
understand
smell
the low
good
self
today.
esteem and the ones that shaped up like SpongeBob, but it was a lady in my hometown. And everybody it was only one uh complex, one prison for like multiple counties. And I mean this lady, I mean she was red bone, shaped up well and everything.
But
And
you
she was
listen, sis. You talking about one person, and what I'm telling you is, even if you find one that looks nice, that con man found something in her. They find that low self esteem. They look for it. Spiller telling you. I'm telling you.
mm,
Because we've been on that yard. You talking about one chick you saw. I'm telling you what I saw over the years, over and over and over and over and over and over again. And it wasn't just the COs, it was the nurses too.
mm.
They see something in you. They see that low self-esteem. They see that you really don't like yourself like that. They get and once they smell that blood in the water, they start with the bull crap. They shoot it out there to see how you respond. And the first day you don't go ahead and lock they behind up for talking to you out of line, and they catch you smiling or raising your eyebrow, now they really finna work you over. Next thing you know, they're gonna have your behind bringing contraband up in there and everything else. But the vanilla one is telling you it's true. I worked on records for 15 years. They find one with low self-esteem. Y'all better tell her. Y'all
But
better tell her.
your self esteem so low that okay, well you already going for a prisoner. That's crazy in the first place. But you willing to
Ooh, Spiller telling
risk
it.
your
Spiller,
job?
Spiller telling it. You better not look down either. Look them in the eyes. Because if they think you
Mm,
afraid, they going after you. Better say it. Let me tell you
mm.
something. See, Spiller, my girl. At the end of the day, I work the men's yard. I work the women's yard. And I tell anybody, I ain't never been smart enough to be scared of nobody. I ain't never been smart enough to be scared of nobody. And I would tell them on the regular. The only reason I'm not in here with you wearing blue is because I wasn't dumb as you and I didn't get caught. Simple. But you show not better not look down. Don't be smirking and smiling. Don't be accepting no compliments. When they start saying stuff out of line, tell Vanilla One is on the money. See, I love it when my girls is in the room The vanilla one is coming with the straight truth. She said
What
you
she
gotta
say?
check them. She said you got to check them straight out the gate, straight face. That's right, girl. I would check them and let them know, inmate. This is a direct verbal order. I need you to be quiet immediately. If they said one more word, cuff up, cuff up. But see,
Mm,
when them girls got low self esteem, all they do is they shoot them little phrases out there, them little compliments, them inappropriate words. And when all they need to see is a little bit of encouragement, if they see you go to bat your eye or look down or whatever, you got to check them, because if you don't, tell a spiller, it don't matter if you light, brown, or dark, skinny or fat, you have to check them. If you don't, DGF tell them they gonna seduce the weak-minded or lonely. If they see you, if they see you respond to it, I've had inmates straight up just, when I allowed them to speak freely, just tell me straight out what it was. It was like, once we see that, Miss Locker, we know that if she got a, either she ain't got an old man, or she got an old man, he ain't treating her right. He talking to her like a dog. She's so happy to have a man that look like something complimenting her. They get hooked on that. They
mm,
like that.
mm,
They
mm.
be, yeah. Next thing you know, you see them smiling coming on the unit. They real happy to get there, because it's a man that is gonna sit up when ain't nobody listening, and sit up and whisper in her ear and tell her she fine, and oh, that thing sitting up right. Dang, is this and that. I'm telling you, you got to be on your
That
guard.
is
Let me tell you something.
crazy.
And hold on, and let me tell you something. The vanilla one know what it is. At the end of the day, them same men get on the street and they do the same thing to y'all out here in the free world. And if you ain't too slick, you'll get caught up. Nita L, thank you for becoming a royal family member. We're very happy to have you. Y'all make sure you give her a royal family welcome in the middle of the night. DGF say right. They watch for tails like poker players. Exactly. Rochelle say you right. It's the one in love after lockup now. She lost her job over this dude. Spiller
Mm-mm.
say put that pen and paper on their butt. Thank you. Start taking things from them and they'll act right. Girl, I told you I was the queen of inmate. This is a direct verbal order. That's a 6-1. I dare you to open your mouth again. I dare you. Girl, please, I would call the OIC on them so quick. Cuff up and give me an excuse to do something to you.
If you are easily persuaded, or that gullible or whatever, that seems like that's the wrong professional. That's just like you being a police officer. You should not even be in that profession.
But the thing is, women are still women. It don't matter what profession. Vanilla say your mouth gotta stay good already to let them know you not the one. Vanilla, girl, why you think my mouth stay good already right here on this here YouTube?
Sniper from birth.
Just like my mouth stay good already here, baby. It was real good already there, real good already. Thank you, Tiffany. Tiffany say, but they really want that contraband more than her, way more than her. They don't be studying them women. They just look for the weakest link. They look for the weakest link. That same stuff we be talking about here in Crown Chat about, making sure your mind is healthy, getting rid of your traumas. Because a con man, they know how to spot your trauma and exploit your trauma. Don't ever think you can't get got. If you're not mentally
Yeah.
healthy, somebody gonna catch you slipping.
And those niggas in there, they don't have time, no nothing but time to study you and to study behavior and watch you and watch what gets you to do that little giggle and whatever.
That's right, Spiller and Vanilla. You got the real life. Keep that mouth gutter ready. Gutter ready. Yes, that is the direct verbal order. I meant every bit of that. Yeah, sometimes you right. Sometimes you got family members that know how to play you. DGF says some folk don't realize that they gullible until they run into that right sociopath slash narcissist. Girl, you better say it again for the win. I have heard so many girls mouth off about wouldn't be me. That wouldn't happen to me. I got more sense than that. And you see them about a year and 6 months later, and they don't fell for the okie doke. They don't fell for the okie doke.
Is
It
it ever a
happens.
thing? Have you seen? I know you probably have, to where a CO refuses those advances or writes them up or whatever, and then when they get out in general population, it becomes a safety issue because they
No,
did decline the inmate.
no,
Never.
no. No, cause not only would I lock you up, locker will put you on your ass. And I was gonna walk that yard and I dare you to touch me. Let me tell you something, y'all. I call myself a gorilla for a real reason.
Oh, girl.
Always been a silverback. I promise you that. Like you got sisters running around here insulted because somebody call them a gorilla. When you call me a gorilla, I say thank you. I didn't play no games. You not finna do nothing inappropriate with me. I will lock you up in a minute. I will put the boots to you in a minute. I'm gonna walk that yard and I'm gonna talk that trash and I dare you. Everybody ain't built like that. And like you say, maybe they
Mm-mm.
don't maybe they don't need to be on the yard. Spiller say that's why
Mm-mm.
people can call me all kind of names. I've been called the worst of the worst. Girl, you better tell them again. They leaving in cuffs and bad strip, child. That's right. If you go and fall for that mess, them men used to be falling for them girls. Girl, I used to call it cage kitty. You around here risking your freedom for cage kitty. Yeah, and vanilla, this the part that killed me. If people really knew what went on in them prisons, if they really knew what time it was, I swear, the stuff they put on television, you'll laugh at it.
I was just about to say these documentaries and things we see on Vice probably is not even the tip of the iceberg.
It don't even scratch the surface. It don't even scratch the doggone surface. It doesn't. And it's like I'm telling you, those people are real con artists. They not just convicts, they con artists.
Master
So,
manipulators.
mm-hmm. They are very good at manipulating. Spiller say, and with me not being familiar with all the inmates, I always had to stay ready because our inmates change daily. Girl, it was kind of like that over there because, but like I said, we housed more. You say y'all only had 10 permanent inmates. We had at that time between lower main unit and the annex and Levy Forestry, um, we had about 2,300, 2,400 inmates. And so it was a great deal of them that just processed through and we sent them out to other compounds. But it was a whole lot of them that was housed there. And I actually knew them. So I did have that benefit of knowing who they were and kind of, being able to, spot faces. But it was a lot of them that kind of just came through because we were um, a reception center. Girl, yeah, the public don't have a clue. They be guessing. They be guessing like a mug. But if
Mm.
they only knew. Alexis talking about like the booty warrior. Child, that stuff they put on TV is just to entertain y'all. It ain't that deep. Most of them boys on the yard, if it's a men's compound or a women's compound, I would rather work a men's compound. The men don't give you too much trouble. They just want to do their time and go home. Them hoes don't know how to act. They melodramatic, faking illnesses, fighting all the time. Like I would rather work a men's unit. I really would. I don't care nothing about the gunners and stuff. I know how to handle myself. But those females, they are something. They are really terrible. But people really have no idea. No idea. And it becomes almost like a joke because they don't know what really goes on in there.
Mm. Is it one of those situations to whether either you have the personality to deal with it or you don't, or it can mold you and develop you to have a certain um, armor for the rest of the world? Or if you're vulnerable, you're just gonna be vulnerable no matter what.
I think some people just ain't built for it. You say you had a building of 2,700 straight craziness on a daily basis. Yeah, they be acting a whole monkey. DGF say they have everything in common with you. They mirror your behavior back to you. Yes, they do. Technically, you fall in love with yourself. Girl, you better say it. See, I wasn't gonna break it down like that, but you better say it. And then the mask drop once they got you hooked. Master manipulators. Girl,
Mm.
I saw a RN had been an RN for 20 years. Threw it all to the wind behind a darn inmate. And it was truly because she was lonely. Nice lady, but she was lonely. She didn't feel like she was attractive. I thought she was nice looking, but she didn't. Staying by herself.
Wow.
She had a nice house, nice car, made nice money. We loved her. You know, we had her back, but she was lonely. And for you know it, that man went to flirting at her and telling her how pretty her eyes was. And after
Wow.
a while,
20
that
years
started to
down the
sound
drain.
good when ain't nobody said nothing to you. And then you start having personal conversations, which is what you're not supposed to be doing. And next thing you know, oh, you in love, you ready to throw everything away. Spiller say, you know, Texas has the most prisoners in the world. The last count was 150. That wasn't counting the private prison. I believe it.
150 prisons. That is wow.
Uh huh. But that's really what time it is. Yep.
Mm.
DGF really laid the game out. That's how they do. And you got people that do that in the free world. It's not just in the prison. I'm telling you, y'all run into the men all the time, and you be thinking, "Oh, we got so much in common." No, you don't. You just easy to
They
read.
studied you. Yep, they
You
studied
just
you.
easy to read. That's all. You was easy to read. You didn't know how to play your business close to your chest. So he
Have
done
I?
seen what's in your hand, and now he playing with your hand.
Hmm.
Girl, you listen. I know they don't hear me. There's so many people done said they can't get played and end up getting played like a game of bid whist. I guess y'all couldn't give her what she really needed. Well, we tried to be her sisters, but she wanted a man.
A man.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you know it's certain stuff your sisters can't do for you. But it's hard to attract somebody that truly care about you when you don't care a lot about yourself. The killer
Say it.
is you fall in love with yourself because you the bomb. Know your worth. That's why I love my DGF 627. That's what it is. They literally selling you yourself. They sell you what you already want, which is you. But it's people that do that, and it don't just be, the men that trying to come up on you, them hobosexuals. It's women that do that too. They pretend to be your friends. They will mirror you. They will everything you know they know. Everything you do they do. But they doing that for a reason. It's something about you that they either want to learn how to copy or it's something you got that them hoes want. Be careful of the people that agree with everything you say. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
No, ain't nobody alive. You gonna agree with everything they say. You
Nope.
run into somebody, everything they say or you say, everything you say, they agree with everything. Everything is amen. You right, you right. Yeah, me too. I'm like that too. That's what I think too. Girl, you better run and tuck your money in your bra and don't let her ever see your man. And don't loan her ten
Hmm.
dollars. And don't let her ride in your car. Just don't get her away from you. It's a lot of
Yep.
people that really know how to manipulate. It's a lot of leeches out here. And I told y'all that's that leech craft. Some people have made a
Leechcraft.
whole leech craft. They done made a whole art out of leeching off people. I mean, just what I said. That's what my daddy used to call it, leech craft. They gonna find a way to suck you dry. They done made an art form out of it. They move from person to person, sucking them dry.
Yep.
If you run into somebody and everything they say is everything you said, and everything you said, they don't never disagree with you. Everything, yeah, you right. Yep, I think the same. You better run. And if you got a knee like mine, you better hop. Because I can't run right now, but I will hop fast. I'm
And it's
telling you.
conditioning, it's levels. First it's agreeing with everything, and then it's the compliments or whatever. It's levels of conditioning to where you get so comfortable that you do give, everything of yourself to that person, but you're not realizing they just using you. And I mean, it's really something that you have to be aware of.
And look here, and let me tell you, sis, I stay on my toes. Like we was talking the other night up in here. I'm like, listen, if you wondering if Nitra saw you, just know she did. I just be trying to be nice and trying not to say nothing. Vanilla said I ran into a few of them bras over the years. Girl, I ran into more than a few of them. More than a few of them heifers. Spiller said I had to stop parking in one of the parking lots because the permanent inmates would always say, Miss Spiller, I saw you yesterday and I would have to think about what I might have done. Exactly.
Mm.
Exactly. I'm telling you, it's a dirty game, but it'll make you really pay attention to what's going on in the free world too. Once you pick up those sociopathic behaviors and how people read people and try to con people, and then when you see those behaviors in people in the free world, you be like, "Oh my God, you ain't nothing but an old con."
Yep.
That's all you are. DGF says that is to your crown chat earlier. Take that L and walk away. Don't look for no closure. I know that's right. Say, if you the best thing since sliced bread on a pedestal, run. Thank you. That's all I'm saying. That's listen, low key. I ain't gonna lie. That's why I be too uncomfortable. People start saying, "Oh, I like you, Shanice. You so one day, man. Look, I'm looking for your ice pick. Where your shank at? Why you doing all this praising and stuff? What you finna do?" Because it's been my experience. If you getting too many praises, people just praising you too much. That's what they did to Jesus that time. They did Palm Sunday. They had him walking on the donkey, everybody hollering Hosanna and shouting and stuff. And then in 1 week, they had done beat him up, put thorns in his head, and nailed him to a tree. So I can't handle none of that. Now I'm pretty rough, but I ain't that rough. I don't need you to do that to me.
But I think you have to be discerning with that because some people will just see the the pleasant qualities that you have and want to uplift you for that because you are a beautiful person. But I mean, that's just not going to be your everyday experience. Now you know, I mean, you should be able to tell whether it's genuine or not. But some people don't have an evil or malicious intention about it. They
Like,
just
and I
want to,
know, and I know that. Don't get me wrong, and I know a lot of people mean the best, but even at that, it's not always the people that's praising you that's gonna come back and stab you. But because people praising you, it'll piss off somebody else on the sidelines. Now they trying to
mm,
shoot at you. You see what I'm saying? Like anytime too much of that going on, look for the tree, look for the hammer and the nails, look for the thorns. They coming. Just look for it. Yeah, DGF. I said the shank. Where it's at. Alexa said, "Wait, some people could just be nice, like the dude from Love at the Lockup."
I don't watch that show. Do you watch that, Shanitra?
No, I could never, cause it looks so corny. She say they look for lonely, needy people, then set them up to feel like someone is listening to them. By the end of the conversation, they've told enough information to become you. Exactly.
Yep.
As soon as they find somebody like, oh, he like to listen to me. Yeah, he listening to you so he can put on the you costume. Spillers say working in that prison taught me a lot. I am cautious of people. I pay attention to my surroundings. You can't just walk up on me. You better say it. I done told y'all I answer the door with the pistol in my hand every day. If you come to that door, you come sliding over here to 101 what is this? 10616. What is it? Yeah, 10616. If you happen to come to 10616 and you ain't called first, just know I'm answering the door with my pistol. Just understand that. Yeah, the intent is important, but you still got to be
Yeah.
careful because they can have the best intentions, but that don't mean that the person waiting in the bushes got the best intentions.
Right.
And I would tell
Message.
anybody, it's something about listen. After all that them praises and stuff, if pay attention in your life, y'all. Anytime too many people got too much good to say, hey Catherine, got too much good to say about you, and your name just ringing in the streets and ringing bells, you better watch your neck. But for real, you are quick with it with a slick mouth, and and you how I guess you know how and when to be funny, as do the snipers. Yes, I attracted a beautiful tribe of sisters over here, and all y'all got mouths on y'all, just as bad as mine. Cause I be
I
trying
don't,
to
I don't, I don't know if we as tough as you, Sunita.
y'all just as bad as me. Cause I be trying to behave. Sometime I look down there in that chat, I be like, these girls ain't gonna let me act right. Look at what they and I be wanting to get in there with y'all because we all in this together. And then sometimes I be like, okay, let me try to keep a straight face and just keep doing what I'm supposed to do. And y'all go back to cutting up again. And I'm like, man, shoot, dang, I want to get in. Yeah, and the ones laughing is the guilty parties. Y'all be doing it, all y'all. Mm-hmm. Alexa say I'm a regular nice lady, and you're. I guess that'll be in the next comment. But no, for real. I just be
It's true
careful.
though when you start getting praises from other directions, and it's especially if it's expressed publicly. Oh, people will come from everywhere just trying to take you down just out of jealousy and envy, and it's really sad, but it's true.
People don't like to see nothing that people admiring too much. They need to find a fault with it. Spiller say I got several guns in several places because if someone gets in here, you never know where they might catch me. I have several too. I really do, and for that very reason. But at the end of the day, if I come to that door, if there's a knock at that door and you ain't supposed to be there, all I'm like I said earlier, get a preacher your hand here. Say y'all seen the bodies on some of the men in jail. That's hard to turn down. Well, what
Oh,
about them?
girl.
Hold on. Well, what about them 3 letters they told me? Because it's a high HIV population in that prison. So you ain't got to turn it down. Just be ready to take all of your HIV meds after you get through, in admiring them bodies on the men. Hey Joyelle, you been sheltered. I don't know. Maybe you in the bushes tonight. My mind won't let me fall asleep. Girl, that's all right. Ain't you Angel One? Catherine say, but turn over, spill all your business to other people. Who is doing that? I don't get it. Tell me what you're talking about, Catherine. How about I say those jail bodies are gay for stay? No thanks. All of them ain't doing that. A lot of them ain't doing it because they screwing officers and nurses. Some of them men getting more coochie on the inside than they ever got on the street.
Wow.
And that's just the facts. That's just the facts. If your man is in jail, don't be worried about, oh, he fighting men off him. He ain't cheating on me. He probably got a couple of girlfriends on that yard. Just so you know. Okay, but hey, Vanilla, I'm trying to tell him what it is. I'm trying to tell
But
him what the real what
that
the
sister
real
that
truth
made
is.
that comment about the bodies, I mean that's gonna make you vulnerable in your spirit if you already thinking with that mind, ooh girl, do you see them niggas up there? They pumping iron and whatever. You already in a vulnerable state of mind anyway.
Mm-hmm. But real talk, hey, simple and plain. Them boys be up in there knocking them girls down. It's plenty of them officers booting up somewhere. We had a nurse when I was still doing scheduling, shocked the piss out of me, shocked me to death. This lady looked like June Cleaver, like typical clear lady, middle aged, short haircut, the little perfectly manicured nails, spoke middle of the road English, wore her nice little pressed scrubs and everything, drove her little Hyundai, had her husband named Bill at the house and a puppy and everything. So we thinking this lady, I ain't gonna say her name because I don't want no smoke, but we thinking she's straight laced. She would sometimes give me 60 hours a week on the schedule, which is a big deal because we got to cover them shifts. If you gonna work them, I like you because she was reliable, and them clear people show up to work on time most of the time. So I really
Mhm.
didn't mind putting her on the schedule. Well, y'all, as life would have it, I got a call one night about 3 in the morning. She went to go do overtime at Lake Correctional, Lake CI, because she had some time that I didn't have her on the book. And they called me and they said the gate is cut on nurse blank blank blank. I said, wait, what you mean? Because she's on my schedule for the rest of this month. So my heart dropped to the bottom of my foot because I'm like, there's a whole lot of spots I got to try to fill. So this don't look good. And so when I got to the compound the next day, they gave me the details that they caught her in a SOS cell. Yes, girl, the freak. Baby, she was on the low and they say she had been doing it. So,
Mm.
um, look here, Vanilla, they caught her in the SOS in the crisis cell. We know when they say they gonna hurt themselves, we lock them in there and have to do Q15 checks or whatever. Honey, the officer that was working medical at the front, he had called the infirmary and she didn't answer. So he went back there to see what happened. He gets to the infirmary, he don't see her in the infirmary, so he started looking in the hall to see if she was, doing rounds or something. He see the door to the SOS cell crack. He go back there, that lady was booted up. Say the inmate looked up and seen him and kept right on going. I say, I be John Brown. Yeah, some of them
She was
they don't need no corrections job. Look at him, mess me up, man. I say that lady, that
she
straight
was
lace
doing
lady.
rounds, and she was in a crisis.
Yeah, she was showing up in a crisis. DGF said she was probably the freak of the week, like those freaky nerds on HBO Real said had to be. Cause when I say, wait, you talking about the same one I went to describing the woman. I say, you got to be, yes, girl. That's what she did. She was booted up. She didn't even see the officer come to the door. The inmate looked over, seen the officer. They say he kept right on. I mean, they say he was, I ain't even gonna say what they said, but that's what they said. And y'all know what I'm saying without me saying it. But they say he kept right on going, baby. Kept right on going. And it was they say it was a nice looking black man, tall and built and everything in every which way. Shocked me half to death.
She
Spiller say,
wanted that
yep.
chocolate adventure.
Say there's a prison in Texas that housed HIV inmates in Beaumont by 80%. Yeah, and we was reception, so we kept them out. You ain't know what you was gonna get. Now the one thing
Mm.
about nursing, we can see their jacket, so we know who dirty, who's sick, and who ain't. But I still don't want no caged up. I don't want that. But she was in there booted up, and I'm like, how do you go home and explain to your husband? This girl say pound town. Yes. I'm like, how you go explain to Bill that you don't work to the prison no more? Cause you got caught catching meat in the SOS. I was done. I was done. I was already upset.
Catching meat in the SOS.
I was so weak. I couldn't even. Girl, I was upset because I had to try to cover them shifts up with agency nurses and everything else. But I was thrown off because I'm like, I couldn't believe this. Her of all people. Like, if I had to guess who would have did it, I would have never thought it'd have been her.
Mm.
It was one of them. Like, girl, like, did this really just happen? I was dead. Then we had one male nurse. He was coming in messing with the female inmates, and his wife was had to be the biggest dummy or the dumbest ass in captivity. Cause talking about did she apologize? I don't know.
Of
I know they
course.
walked her behind off that compound. Oh my God, Tavia said, Bill ain't packing what he had. Yeah, Bill.
Mm-mm.
I don't think Bill had the same equipment. But the male nurse, when they called him, ended up talking to the wife. Yes, girl, in the SOS cell. I'm telling you, had me screaming. I could not hold it together. I say this did not happen. But let me tell you about the male nurse. So this fool, when he got caught, they ended up talking to his wife. She up there talking about, you know, I knew something was wrong because he was taking the Viagra in the morning before he went to the prison.
Wow.
Girl, why you let your man take a Viagra to go to work? What reason would he have to need a little blue pill? Yes, the apologist won't help. Alexis be killing me. Alexis say, did she apologize?
Yes, she, oh baby.
Apologies will not help. I'm telling you, it was so bad. It was so many of them. That's just to let y'all know. Them people be in them prisons and they're having normal, regular, heterosexual sex with the staff. Just so you know. So
Mm.
don't go get you no man in prison thinking, oh well, he gonna be, he gonna be faithful to me because he locked. No, he ain't. Mm-mm. Them nurses with them big old booties, them correction officers that look like SpongeBob, all that, they knocking them all down. All of them, every one of them. Say he was suiting up. Yes. She up there talking about he was taking the blue pill before he came out there. I said, y'all need to arrest her next. Why you let him take the blue pill?
Right.
Still, I ain't lying. That's what the lady said. And I could have crawled up underneath my desk. I couldn't believe that's what she said. Yes, doing way too much. Had me screaming. I could not believe this was happening. And it got so bad at one point, I know with medical, it was bad with the officers too. Because a lot of times the inspector would put wires on the inmates to try to get you to say something. Yeah, they was knocking them down, girl. They was knocking them down. And so they would put wires on inmates and try to get them to get you to say anything so they could get favors and stuff. Yep, these inmates be having more security than people have most security than people in the free world. Girl, look, it was bad. The inspectors would come around. I would just at a certain point I was paranoid because every time I seen the inspector, I say they have more sex than people in the free world. Yeah, they do. Catherine, what you say? I was talking about some of the traits that yes people would do to others. Yep, that's true, Catherine. And so the man would come around, Jaja. I would be shook because and I started calling him the boogeyman. So he gonna come back to me like I wasn't gonna cop to it. Y'all know my mouth. So he said, Miss Locker, did you call me the boogeyman? I said, yes, I did, Inspector Conrad. I did call you the boogeyman because that's what you are. So he said, well, can I know why you call me the boogeyman? I say, because every time you ask me when the next time somebody work, they come up missing.
Oh.
That old white man turned around with his gray hair and walked right out. He didn't say another word. I guess he said he didn't have no defense for that. Every time he asked me, Miss Locker, when's the next time nurse so and so is on the schedule? I knew I wasn't gonna see that person no more. It's like I don't know what you did, but I'll hear about it later.
Mm, 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 mm.
And half of them, I won't say half, I'm gonna say a good 85% of the people that got their gate cut was due to sexual activity with caged kitty or caged up meat. And I don't know what you want with it.
Mm.
There's some lonely people in the world. That's all I'm saying.
It is, and it even goes further than single women or whatever that don't have a man and they're lonely. If you got a whole spouse at home and you still doing this foolishness, it's like wow.
That's why I say them boys say they be looking for the ones that either ain't got no man or the man at the house treating them like a dog, cheating on them, hitting on them, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Yep. Vanilla say he be giving the
Not the
benediction.
benediction.
Ooh, forbidden fruit. Yes, God. I guess that's what it is. I don't want nothing locked in a cage. You can keep that. No, don't want no caged meats, and no man shouldn't want no caged kitty. That's some terrible stuff. But that's what be going on up in there. People really, I don't know why they put the crap that they put on television, misleading folks and lying to them. But just like Spiller told you, it's more sex in that prison than on the street.
Mm.
Oh
Has
yeah.
there ever been a pregnancy, a
Oh,
CO
plenty
inmate
of them.
pregnancy?
They
Oh,
sure
girl,
have,
what?
and that results in charges. That
Wow.
results in charges because if you're an inmate, you cannot consent to sex. So if sex takes place, it is automatically considered the R word
What?
because you're state property. You're not free. Yep, jailhouse hoeing and working that stress out. Yeah, inmates cannot consent to sex.
It is automatically S assault. I mean, it is
The
automatically
R
R.
rate, the R
What?
word. Yes, ma'am. That's right. That's right. That's a whole charge. We had one of them. I need to look up and see how many years they gave that man. But that inmate turned up pregnant, baby, and that was it for him. He didn't just get the luxury of getting that gate cut. You up out of there. You going to jail, sir.
Wow.
Look at here. You see, Spiller telling you, yes, ma'am. Off to jail you go. Trying to grab some cage kitty.
Mm.
Yep. Vanilla say go to jail. Don't pass go. Is classified as the R word. That's right. That's what's going to happen. But it goes down
Really
up in there now. It goes down.
done ruined your life. Oh, wait.
Yep. For the cage kitty. Mm-hmm. Alexis talking about. I wonder if they can lessen your sentence. No, ma'am. You gonna stay in there and you gonna do your time.
Alexis, you poor thing. She is so sweet.
She said maybe they can give you a little time off. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Joyelle talk about. So what if they happen to slip on it?
Yeah.
Not slip on it. It's Spiller. That's what I told her. Alexis said maybe they can give him a little time off because you done got stung and got swollen. But no, even if you swole up after they stung you, you still gonna do your time. Who gonna lick some caged kitty?
Oh my God. Jeanette.
Jeanette crazy. You just as crazy as you can be. Do you know what them girls smell like up in that? Well, I guess you don't. I digress. Tasha Renee said just hit the like button. Yep, hit the like button. Jeanette need a drink, or she done had one. I don't know. We trying to roll with you, sis, but that's no.
Jeanette needs some milk.
Yeah, she needs some milk. No, ma'am. Mm-mm. I'm
No, no,
telling you.
no.
That's why I say, like, the people who I would like to see, like, a compilation of stories from people who worked in prisons all over the country. Just get all the stories and put them like an anthology or something. Just put it all in a book and let people really know what happens. Now you just have a baby and you got to figure out who you gonna get to pick it up. That's all you gonna do. That's it. Jeanette up here laughing, girl, you crazy. This gal is crazy. I love it. But it's the truth, man. Don't go out, don't go in there and be doing all that stuff. Them girls be buck wild, doing everything in there.
Tanisha, I need to change over my headset, and I don't know how it's going to do because the other night it didn't work at all. So if it
Nah,
causes
what
any
we gonna do?
feedback, and
Don't worry about it. Sis, what we gonna do is we finna get up off here. Tasha Renee, we done been on here about 3 hours, girl. We finna go. It's 1:45 in the morning in Texas. That means it's 2:45 on the East Coast. We finna get up off of here. It's literally been 3 hours.
oh wow,
Yeah, we
this is
finna get off of here.
fun.
It was fun. We done watched us a movie, kick back, chill out. I done had me a little snack, a little something cold to drink. Vanilla sitting up here laughing. Girl, you done got all your laughs in tonight. All of them. I think we all did. Listen, sisters, we gonna be back tomorrow. We know ain't no crown chat tomorrow. Remember, no crown chat tomorrow. We got front porch gossip tomorrow evening. Okay?
Hey, hey.
That part. So get y'all some sleep. Get your beauty sleep so you can be beautiful again tomorrow. And I will see you on that porch tomorrow night.
Do you announce that you have movie night and the talent show and the Biggest Loser?
No, we are that this is one of them informal lives. I ain't finna do all that.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, they know
Informal. Okay,
they know
gotcha.
about movie night Friday, the talent fest on Sunday and all that. And we'll talk about it tomorrow again when we do a formal. But tonight this was mostly just family kicking it. We ain't even had no visitors. So we was just chilling tonight.
Mm-mm. Okay,
Yeah,
family, this was fun.
a whole lot of fun. I enjoyed y'all so much. Jaja, thank you for kicking it with me. And the rest of my sisters hung me out to dry. And I'm gonna run that in the ground that y'all just left me to die. And if it hadn't been for Jaja, I wouldn't even made it. So, but
Oh
I love
no.
y'all. I love y'all so much. Have a good night. Say your prayers, sweet dreams, and have a great morning tomorrow. Bye now.
Oh yeah. My salon.